has added another phone number to the 13-year-old grandson who's possibly with the daughter. Step out with this.
2412.
Veteran crisis hotline's calling in, so they have a female veteran off her medication. She's at work to safe haven. Attacking 12, take a check that one out.
6 Rumble, 2-1, try to take a shot.
Officer still stands for talk? No. Offender in custody? Temporary with thanks. Anyone else close, wait to see what's up, let me know. Come first standby. 10-4. Veterans off her medication. She's at work to safe haven. Attacking 12, take a check that one out.
6 Rumble, 2-1, try to take a shot.
Also still stands for offender in custody? Temporary with thanks. Anyone else close, wait to see what's up, let me know. 10-5. 33.
3-3. Can you let us supervise the time of the application for this first attack?
1830.
Yeah, possible Sheridan and Wilson.
Come first standby. 10-4. Miss Williams,
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Hopefully, you can hear me okay. Tried to do some changes to StreamYard. Hopefully, less buggy. Also, updated the show a little bit, so hopefully, you enjoy that as well. As we always start the shows, I always like to do little memorials as we get into the show. James Wilson, Adriana Williams, Courtney Rose, and Brandy Williams. And prayers to all of their family and loved ones. Very sad. Very sad. Thank you all for joining me. There is a lot to get into. Holy crap. There's so many updates going on. I was just sitting here waiting because I kind of said it earlier, and I have a poll out there. If you want to vote, I kind of feel like once darkness comes and he's going to try and be on the move, I really feel like tonight is, I don't know, I feel like there's a good chance that he's going to get caught tonight. I really do. I got the live scanner up. So if there's any action going on the live scanner, we'll pull it up and have that with you as well. But they arrested an accessory this evening. There was somebody that was helping him out. We'll get into that. I'm going to go through some photos as well, some updates from earlier. And also, I'm going to go through his extensive record so you guys can see that as well. But let me know in chat and make sure you vote. Do you think he's going to get caught tonight? I really do. I really feel, because once they found the truck earlier today, I was going to go live, but I was like, you know what? I'm not going to go live yet. I really feel like once it gets to darkness and he's going to have to venture out because they're getting close. They got the truck this morning. They got an accessory tonight. Okay. Trust me, I really feel like in the cover of darkness, when he thinks there's going to be a cover of darkness, that's when that heli's going to be swooping over with that night vision. And they're going to be able to see some shady stuff. So people are going to be reporting something. Hopefully people had something on ring cams because when they found the car, they reached out to the neighborhood about ring cams. Same with the truck. So I'm hoping that there was some kind of ring cam that was recording some kind of, a direction, the activity, something like that, right? Trust me, if something's popping off on that scanner, we're going to be pulling that up. But I want to get through some of this other stuff with you guys real quick. And I apologize. I've been trying to do some work on StreamYard to make it less buggy. It looks like it's working out so far. And in the meantime, I was doing some updates as well. But let's get into it. Crazy stuff. So if you're not following me, my links for my Facebook and my Twitter will be dropping here. Make sure you follow up on those. Here, let me go ahead and drop that real quick. Hold on. Let me just go to Nightbot. And let me drop that because that's where whether I'm live or not, you guys want up to the minute, what, trust me, I have my ear to the ground like crazy. A lot of times I'm not able to go live, but I do want to share it, because it's about sharing the information. And so I'm always retweeting and sharing stuff, not only on my Facebook, but the Facebook group as well. Hold on, let me find it real quick. Where the hell did I? There it is. All right, let me put that in chat real quick. So if you're not following me on Twitch, did the whole thing fit? It did. If you're not following me on Twitch or Facebook, because that's where I retweet or repost a lot of this stuff, I'm always coming across something. And so even if I'm not live, you can check that and retweet it yourself. Spread the word because that's what it's about. It's about community and it's about getting this stuff out there. Okay, let me see here. I want to play this latest video discussing that he was close to all the victims. And then we're going to go into some of these photos and stuff, and we're gonna go through some of his record. But before that, we'll show you who the accomplice is. And I don't know. There's some stuff being posted on Facebook. There's some people threatening some people. We're going to show you what's going on. All right. But first, I want to get to this video real quick. Thank you for being here. Please hit the like if you haven't yet. If you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. And yeah, here we go. Let me see here. Hopefully it don't bug out on me. Fingers crossed, right?
We begin with Madison Scarpino with more on the search for the man accused of killing 4 people in Tennessee. Good morning, Madison.
Good morning, Mike. That suspect has been on the run for 3 days now. Those 4 people were found killed just hours before a baby was found abandoned in a random front yard. That baby is okay, but turns out she was related to all of the people killed. Now, yesterday, police did find the vehicle they believe the suspect was driving, but they're still urging the public to be on the lookout for 28-year-old Austin Drummond. They say he should be considered armed and dangerous. He's facing 4 counts of first-degree murder, 1 count of aggravated kidnapping, and several gun charges. Investigators say Drummond killed the abandoned baby's parents, James Wilson and Adriana Williams, the baby's grandmother, Courtney Rose, and the baby's uncle, Braden Williams. Now, it's unclear how or why this happened, but the local DA confirms Drummond was actually dating Courtney Rose's sister. A relative of the family says he was close to all the victims and they trusted him. But the DA says there is strong evidence connecting Drummond to the murders, and so he believes this was a targeted attack.
It's not anything to where we think the community is in danger because of a person who may be out here randomly targeting people, because we don't think that's the case at all. We do need the community to be very careful. We do not need them to try to approach this person. We do need your help.
And Drummond has a violent past. He just got out of prison less than a year ago after serving over a decade for armed robbery. And he also threatened to go after jurors, according to the AP. Now, during his time in prison, he reportedly is accused of having gang ties, possessing weapons, and attempting to murder someone. So investigators are urging anyone who may have seen him to come forward. And there's a combined award of $15,000 for any information that leads to Drummond's arrest. Mike?
Let's hope they can track down the suspect without anybody else getting hurt. Madison Scarpino starting us off. Madison, thanks very much.
Oh, trust me. I think that they, after they apprehended this dude, yes. All right, so let me go. I'm going to go to my Facebook here because actually today I've been sharing a lot more stuff on Facebook than I have with Twitter. So let me see here. Let me pull that up real quick. Let me see here. Let's pull that up real quick. Okay, so all right, this is the dude right here. All right. Let me zoom in on that for you so you can see it. All right, so this is the gentleman. This was the mugshot that they got. Whoops. And then here's the info right here. Fugitive hold for other agency. So you know he's gonna be tweeting soon, because here's the interesting thing. I don't know if anybody pays attention to sports or not, right? But a couple days ago, Gilbert Arenas got busted for some game. It's a long story, all right. But anyway, he comes walking out a courthouse, like They ain't got shit on me. Da 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 da. And then he goes on a live later and he's like, I'm snitching. Seriously, I'm snitching. Oh, you look like you did something wrong. I'm snitching. I'm like, holy shit, right? Now, this dude come walking out here. Let me get to this real quick here. Hold on. Cuz he's charged with accessory after the fact to first degree murder, okay? So, special agents with the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation had arrested a Jackson man Friday and charged him with accessory after the fact of first degree murder in connection to the ongoing search for murder suspect Austin Drummond. Okay. Now, check this out. Here, let me bring that full screen. Now, check this out. So, this is the Facebook, right? All right. Fresh as hell. If the Fed's watching, my boy coming home, sit tight. This was 19 hours ago, you guys. This was 19 hours ago. Okay. It's already been a few days here since this is happening. So 19 hours ago, they took this photo. Right? I mean, fresh as hell if the Fed's watching. I mean, let's just promote it. Oh, shoot. StreamYard messed up. Hold on. For real? Hold on, you guys. I apologize. Jeez. Come on, StreamYard. I thought this would fix it. Give me one moment. I'll be right back. All right, give me 1 second. I apologize about that. StreamYard just keeps being buggy all the time. I got rid of a whole bunch of stuff. All right, so let me share this again. Well, hopefully I can share it again. All right, so here's that. You got that. That's from last night, all right? Now, 59 minutes. This was posted a little bit ago, about an hour ago. And when it comes to my brother, matter of fact, don't let it come to him. Yeah, I see the whole family fucked up. Michelle Crowley just put your name on the list too. Then you got, if you're, he not like that. He ain't no street shit. He go to work clothes. See, and I ain't got all day and all night when they free my boy. We're really gonna pop it on. Holy shit. Holy shit. We're really gonna pop it on. We're really gonna pop it on y'all. And then, and when you come home and see this, I'm already tired as fuck arguing with these folks. I'm clocked in now. Look at this shit, man. Yeah, I said we're gonna get into some shit. Hold on now. For some reason, these documents got spread out. Hold on 1 second. I hate it when it does that. Let me see. I believe it's just these two. So let me see here. Let me do this. Let me just make a new folder with these two documents in it. All right, here we go. So we're going to go through the background, all right? Okay, now check this out. Oh, they're live right now? They're live? All right, let me share this with you guys here. So right here, you got possession of a pew pew. convicted felon. Schedule 2 of the M powder, right? Manufacturing, sale, contraband in a facility, contraband in a facility. And then you also have first degree M. All right. And another contraband in facility. No, this guy just got arrested a couple hours ago. It just dropped from TBI that they arrested this individual a couple hours ago. They found the truck with the red stripe earlier today. Earlier today, they found that. They just arrested this guy. Well, yeah, because the car was I mean, come on, think of the car was probably outside the dude's house. That's like seriously, I think this dude's gonna get caught tonight. I got the scanner ready to go. I got the scanner ready to go. Trust me. But yeah, so what happened now this is what when it comes to this is what they're thinking, what the theory is, right? They're thinking that Austin did this because he got snitched on regarding this specific charge right here. Okay. This specific one right here is what they are saying is the theory behind why he committed this crime. Because not only they snitched, but they were also going to, double down on what they were saying. Because he was on parole, but it didn't mean that he was like totally gone from the stuff that you see, right? And so that's what the theory is, okay? Now let me see here. Let me go to let me see here. I wanted to share. So I wanted to share some photos here real quick. So you've all seen this photo here. And then one of the victims there. Now this is him with his family first week out. First week out, it shows him with his family right there. I wonder if that's the guy right there. That's his buddy that just got busted. So this is the sister of one of the victims. That's the sister. That's the same person that got fired from the correctional facility because these two, she got fired because these two were having, sexual healings going on inside the facility. Freedom, September 7th, right there. Of course, the New England Patriots hat. You got this right here. It's kind of crazy. They allow ball caps in the maximum security. Interesting. Right here, here's some photos of, this was just a couple months ago. It was so sad. It was so sad. And this poor baby. There is a GoFundMe that I'm going to share with you guys as well. Here's some more photos of, see, now, if you guys have heard the guy named Cade, right? That's the father of the child, and that's the ex-lover of the girlfriend of Austin. You see, now Cade came out and said a whole lot of stuff last year when he got released. When he found out that Austin was living, like he already knew about his ex having sexual stuff going on inside the facility. And he let that be known. But then when he found out that he was living with her and with his daughter that he shared, he flipped shit. I'd flip shit too. I would flip shit too. You're damn straight. And then here's some more of the photos that they were taking. Now this was just Christmas, just this last year. This was Christmas and all this stuff going on. And then here's a great photo here. Let me hold on 1 second. There we go. Share that photo real quick. Then you got them down in Nashville, right before the new year. Love Nashville. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Busby? March 4th of the baby. Let me check that scanner again. All right, there's nothing popping off in the scanner. I put a poll out. Let me know. I feel like the dude's going to be caught tonight. They found the truck earlier. I was like, yeah, I think they're going to get caught tonight. I think he's going to get caught tonight. And then we found out a couple hours ago that they arrested an accessory. I think it's heating up. I think it's getting close. I really feel like in the cover of night, sometime tonight, I really feel like dude is going to get caught. All right, there's that. All right, now let me go back to my Facebook here. Let's see here. So again, if you're just joining, let me share this with you guys here real quick. If you're just joining, they caught an accomplice here. So that is the photo right there. They caught an accomplice, arrested him a couple hours ago. And then we just went through some of the crazy Facebook posts that are going on this evening. People clocking in, ready to go. And once their boy gets free, they're going to pop it off. All right. So that's what's going on right there. I hope, please be safe out there. Please be safe. I mean, for real though, if I had the funds, I'd be out there on location, driving around like, what's going on? Shit, I'll drive a few hours. All right. Let me go back to my Facebook because I'm going through all the stuff that I shared here. We just went through those Facebook posts, so check that out if you haven't. Yeah, let's go through some of the photos of the vehicles. All right, so these were some of the vehicles that they put on the flatbed. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate it. There's another one. There's the Audi right there, and look at all the dirt, especially the mud right there. The dude was dipping fast as shit down some of them back roads. And he probably lost control and went into the dirt because he was sliding on gravel. He probably ran into the dirt and was able to get out of there because look, some of his tire has the same mud on it as that front. You see what I'm saying? Right here, just this small little section has the same kind of dirt that's right here. So this part of the tire was probably facing forward when he hit, and that's he was still able to make it out. And then here's the photo of the truck that they found earlier today. Well, this is I'm not sure if anybody's helping him cover up. What I think happened is I mean, let's be honest. I said it yet I said it before. I said if this really was a hit, right? If it really was a hit, then the baby wouldn't have survived. The fact that Austin, and thank God he did, the fact that Austin dropped the baby off at somebody's house, thank God he did it, but that shows that you're a really bad criminal. I'm just being honest with you. Thank God he dropped the baby off, but you're a really bad criminal right off the bat. So when they find your vehicle, right? They find your vehicle, then they find the truck. You really didn't think too far out about where to put the damn cars, because then that led them to the accessory. You see what I'm saying? I feel like the dude's gonna get caught tonight. He just needed to wait until it got dark because the accessory knows that he's dipping at night. So the accessory's like, I just need to keep my mouth shut until a little bit after the dark, the sun goes down. I need to keep my mouth shut to 11 p.m. Central. Keep my mouth shut for a few hours. Give him a little head start so he can cross that border of Tennessee and Mississippi. And then I'll go. You see what I'm saying? The dude is letting him. He knows where he's at. He wants to make sure that the dude has a couple hour head start, right? Because if he didn't, then the dude would have already said where in the hell he was at. And we would be watching a video about how he's arrested right now. Now, it just got dark about an hour ago. He's probably still not saying nothing. We saw on the Facebook post, dude, when my boy gets out, we're popping. We're clocked in. So he's going to get caught. Now, we found out from the previous crime that he was serving time for, that when he was on the run then, he wanted to go to Daytona Beach, right? Let me pull that up for you. I want to show you something real quick. All right, so the last time that he dipped, he went to Daytona Beach. Okay. So when you're looking at Daytona Beach, which is right here, this is the last time he dipped. Now, the reason that I highlighted this route is because if the dude committed the crime in Tennessee, he's gonna, if he's smart, we've seen a lot of really, if he's smart, if he's smart and he committed this crime, he's going to want to cross a state line as soon as possible, because that creates a bigger gap and more confusion between the different law enforcements that are trying to search for him, right? So the reason I selected this route is because if you commit the crime in Tennessee, you're not going to drive all the way through Tennessee to get to that state line. You got a gap right here. Guess where Jackson, Mississippi is, ladies and gentlemen? It's right here. This is where your Jackson, Mississippi, your Jackson, Tennessee, my bad. That's where your Jackson, Tennessee is. So it makes sense that he would go down this way, and then right here, I'm going to ditch it, and then we're going to take off. Now, he just is going to try and get. Now, I feel just like they said, they felt like he was close by. They felt like he was close by. Like I said a minute ago, the buddy is going to buy him time, a couple hours, to get across that line to go into Mississippi, so then he can go this way and try and get away as far as possible. Now, this is where I think the dude's going to be caught, in between this little photo and this road construction right here. I really feel like the dude is going to get a little bit of a head start. And then later on tonight, around midnight, somewhere around there, all of a sudden we're going to get news the dude just got arrested right around this area. Because he may be able to cross because he already left enough breadcrumbs. They are so hot on the damn trail. He already left enough breadcrumbs. It's not going to take them very long. I don't think he's going to make it to Montgomery. I don't think he's even going to make it to Florida, because I really feel this is where he's trying to get to. He just needed a little help right here. Now, his mistake was sticking around too long, because when he made it here, he should have hurried up. Go ahead, change your clothes, hurry up, get in the shower, because if you noticed, the photo of the baby had a little bit of blood on the nose still. So obviously there was a little bit of blood that was on the nose from the baby. That means that Austin could be injured, but had obviously blood on him. So he would have needed to take a shower. He would have needed to get a change of clothes. He would have needed to ditch the vehicles, because that has the evidence, the DNA. Hello, it's going to be all over. So he needs all of those things. Yes, he's going to go to this spot. He's going to hurry up, switch stuff, switch clothes, take a shower real quick, hurry up, get out of there. Okay. The buddy's probably going to dip the clothes somewhere else. Now, what he should have done is he should have took the F off right after that. But instead, he was laying low for a couple days. Dude, the more you wait, the more you know what I'm saying? So he should have taken off right after he got out of that shower, changed his clothes, used the night to his advantage, different vehicle. Okay? Different vehicle. Ride the main highways, whatever. You don't stay for a couple days. But I do think it's just my opinion. We'll find out the facts when they come out. But I really think the dude, I don't think he would have been like, "Hey man, go get rid of that yourself." I think he would have been like, "Change your clothes, get a shower, give me the fucking bag. I'll go do it." Why? Because if he was going to dispose of it, then what's in your trunk? Just a bag of garbage. Oh, okay. They're not going to have any, you know what I'm saying? So he would have been able to just real quick, no worries, no stress. You're already you're already an accessory. So what the hell's the difference if you go dump the damn clothes, right? You let him take the shower, you let him change his clothes, you go dump the shit somewhere out in the middle of nowhere. It's a middle of nowhere area over there. It ain't gonna be 20-minute drive. Dude's out in the middle of nowhere dumping a garbage bag in some bushes off the side of a highway or something. Throw the blinkers on real quick, go toss it out in the woods, walk 15, 20 feet back, go toss it in the woods, get back in your vehicle, have your hood up, make it seem like you had some kind of car problems. So we're going to find out, but I really feel like the dude is okay, Jared knows. My Lord, man. You're always going to have those come in once in a while. But anyway, I really feel like this is the route he's going to be taking. All right. Let me go back to my Facebook here. Let me see what else. That's the video of them driving the truck. We already saw the photo. Let me see here. This is okay. Cade Butler, father. So this is an interview. This is an interview from Cade Butler, and we were discussing Cade Butler a little bit ago. So let me. I think we can pull up the article too. So here, let me share this with you guys real quick. And then let me see here. There's nothing on the scanner. I'm gonna go check some updates here in a second as well. So this is he says this is an interview from earlier today, this afternoon around noon. It says whenever I saw that her sister and her sister's kids had been killed, I figured it had something to do with him, but I didn't think it was him. Cade Butler fathered child with woman believed to be connection between the murder suspect and the Tennessee's family. All right, so let me pull this up because this should be the article. Hold on. Okay, so right here it says, oh, we can listen to it actually. Hold on one second. Let's go like this.
In the world, like not knowing if your kid's okay or not.
Now, as we continue to untangle this web, a man who says he has a child by the woman thought to be Drummond's connection to the murder victim is talking only with Fox 13 News. Last night, Fox 13 told you a family member said on social media that Drummond was in a relationship with the sister of the woman killed. Fox 13's Daniel Wilkerson is in Dyer County live. Daniel, you talked with Cade Butler, the man we just heard from, and this is the closest we've gotten to anyone connected to the victim so far.
That is right. DG, good evening to you. Good evening to you at home. The man who I spoke with says he had concerns about Drummond far before this happened, but he admits he did not know he was capable of what he's accused of.
Nobody does, though.
I had a feeling like he was a bad guy, you know, just by looking at him.
Cade Butler is concerned about his 4-year-old daughter.
Well, he went to prison for the first time. I found it online. Just whenever my daughter moved off with this man, I wanted to know about him, you know. So I did a little research, and, you know, just by what I read, I could tell he wasn't a good guy.
Dang. Yeah, because he read the same stuff we read to you a little bit ago. He read the same stuff. Contribution call out show poodles. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Appreciate you. There's a lot of boots on the ground content for you. Thank you so much. Let's give you a little round of applause too. And thank you for becoming a part of the community. Yeah, and that's the thing. This is what I was trying to say before, like with the Idaho 4 case and Brian Koberger admitting to the crimes and how he admitted it. And it's like, you guys, since the caveman days, there's been times in anybody's life, and you can't say it hasn't happened to any of you personally, where time goes by and you go, holy shit, this person was not the person I ever thought that they were. Holy crap. Threw me for a loop. You could be the person. Listen, it's hard to sneak one by me. Yeah, but you know what? It happens, you know? And so shout out to him, because you know what? He's like, yeah, when I found out some guy, number one, it's a shame that mom didn't tell dad. Okay, that mom didn't tell dad about it. It's a shame right there, trying to hide it. But shout out to him, because he's like, yo, as soon as I found out that she was living under the same roof, I had to look this guy up. And when he looked it up, that's when he just saw what I showed you guys, the murder charge, the contraband, like all of this stuff, the burglary, all of it. Yes. And thank God nothing happened to their daughter too, right? My gosh. My gosh. And you know what? This guy was warning everybody last September and October. We showed you those Facebook posts too. He was warning everybody back then. He was even tagging his ex in the Facebook post like, yo, it was out there. He was trying to make people aware. Shout out to this guy, dude, for real. You got to look for in your neighborhood. You got to, like, you know what I'm saying? You got it, because it's a crazy world out there. And yeah, man. Now she should, like, of course she wasn't going to say nothing to him because she didn't want him to know, because she knew it all. Shady. Contribution call out Phantom, member for 23 months. I know it's been longer than that, but YouTube always bugs out and it takes it away sometimes. So thank you so much as always. I appreciate it. That's the OG Phantom 67 from the group. Thank you so much. Now we're going to get back to this. Yes, of course he's going to be, you know, I knew something was odd. Yeah, damn straight. It's sad that he had to look up the information, though. That is so wrong. Come on now. Co-parent.
Good evening to you at home. The man who I spoke with says he had concerns about Drummond far before this happened, but he admits he did not know he was capable of what he's accused of.
I had a feeling like he was a bad guy, you know, just by looking at him.
Mm-hmm. Kate Butler is concerned about his 4-year-old daughter.
Well, he went to prison for the first time. I found it online. Just whenever my daughter moved off with this man, I wanted to know about him, you know. So I did a little research, and, you know, just by what I read, I can tell he wasn't a good guy.
He says his daughter's mother not long ago dated Austin Drummond. The 28-year-old is charged with killing 4 family members. Butler says one of the victims, 38-year-old Courtney Rose, is a sister of his child's mother.
Whenever I seen that her sister and her sister's kids have been killed, I figured it has something to do with him, but I didn't think it was him.
Butler says he's not had contact with his daughter or her mother since 2024 because of a restraining order.
Her mother moved off with him when he got out of prison, and she left the prison working. So it was, I mean, she uprooted my daughter from everything she knew, you know, with him. So I knew something wasn't right.
He's just hoping his daughter is safe.
There's no feeling in the world like not knowing if your kid's okay or not.
Wild. Let me see here. It's just sad. Let me, now I'm going to go into this article here that discusses the gentleman that they just busted. Do I think it was rug related? No. We went into, here, let me share this again with you guys real quick before. I'm going to read an article here, but this is what I feel it's related to, okay? Let me go back to here. So, let me switch back to this. So this charge right here. So this was the charge that took place on 12/12. 2024, right? The first degree M right here. All right. Arrest date 12/12/2024. First degree M. Now, the theory out there is that the people that he unalived were the people that supposedly snitched on him about this charge right here. Now, they were supposed to further double down, you know, because he was out on parole, but he had some stuff coming up that he was supposed, you know, they were going to double down on this. And so instead of him going back to prison, he went ahead and did what he did. Now, that's the theory. Like I said, we don't know. It's speculation. You see the ticker at the bottom. That's just what that's what the theory is. It has to do with this charge right here and the snitching. Now, I'm going to get into this article that is discussing the man that they charged with accessory. Okay. Let me see here. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you very much as well. All right. So it says right here a man from Jackson, Tennessee has been arrested and charged with accessory after the fact of first degree murder in connection to the ongoing search for Austin Drummond. This is Fox 17 Nashville. That's according to the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. Special agents with the TBI arrested Tanaka Brown. I probably am not pronouncing it very good, but oh well. People never pronounce me anyway. On Friday, it's Eva. No, it's evil, not evil. They believe Brown assisted Drummond. That's what they believe. Brown was booked into the Lake County Jail where he is being held without bond. And that's just a little clip right there. Hold on one second. Let me go. Let me see. This is audio from the parole hearing. Okay, so I'm going to play this for you. Like I said, let me drop my links again. If you are not following me on Twitter, X, or Facebook, whether I'm live or not, as soon as something drops, I'm retweeting, reposting. So you can get your updates as soon as possible, even if I'm not live. You can follow this here, retweet it yourself, repost it yourself, share the word, because community conquers corruption. And we got to do it together. And the best way to do it is share the information with everybody. All right, so here's this. This is going to be the audio right here. So let me go ahead and play this real quick. Now, this is the man wanted in connection with quadruple homicide in Lake County had one parole hearing while he was incarcerated. Austin Drummond's parole was denied based on several factors, including the seriousness of his offense and risk to reoffend. I mean, hello, look what the hell just happened. In a letter of opposition to his parole, District Attorney Jody Pickens said he was a confirmed member of the VLs and that he demonstrated no desire for rehabilitation. And this girl had this guy around her daughter. What the hell you doing?
All right, today's date is the 23rd of July, 2020. The time now 1:07 p.m. I'm hearing your case from the West Tennessee State Penitentiary by webcam, and this is an initial parole hearing for Austin Drummond. Mr. Drummond, can I get your date of birth?
8/31/96.
And your TDOC number or your Thomas number?
541332.
Thank you. My name is Jeff Barker. I'm a hearings officer with the Tennessee Board of Parole. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
If at any point in time you can't, let me know and I'll be glad to repeat myself, okay?
Yes, sir.
And would you have expected any visitors to attend this hearing today if not for these restrictions that are in place?
Yes, my parents would have been here.
All right, you've got a decision to make. Would you like to postpone this hearing to a later date to allow your visitors to be present, or would you like to continue and have this hearing today?
I'll continue today.
You want to have your hearing today without your visitors present, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, we can do that. Let me just update your file here. And do you have any new certificates or documents that you've not already given to your IPO?
No, sir.
All right. The purpose of this hearing is to gather information from you and your records and make a non-binding recommendation on whether to grant or deny you parole. This is just a recommendation. Your file and the information gathered today will be forwarded to the board, who will then vote on your case. They will either accept, reject, or modify my recommendation, and you will receive written notification from the board in a timely manner. Do you understand the purpose of this hearing?
Yes, sir.
Appeals may be granted for the following reasons. Number one, if there is significant new evidence or information that was not available at the time of the hearing. Two, if there are allegations of misconduct by the hearing official. And 3, if there were significant procedural errors by the hearings official, appeals must be submitted within 45 days from the date that you receive that written final decision from the board. Your IPO will have those forms and can assist you if needed. Do you understand your appeal rights?
Yes, sir.
Did you receive prior notice of this hearing at least 14 days ago?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any detainers or pending charges, either federal, state, or local?
I have detained, but no pending charges.
Okay, what is your detainer for?
I have I have to serve 6 months in the county jail for vandalism.
All right, hang on just a second. Let me update that. That's out of Madison County?
Yes, sir.
Vandalism, 6 months. Oh, he posts. If you have any information, send it to me. I'll display it. Here's the links you can send it to.
All right, and I see that you're currently serving the remainder of a 13-year sentence, and that is going to be all for, let's see, 1 Class B for aggravated robbery, and then 13 Class E's for retaliation for past action, all of those out of Madison County. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm showing this is your initial parole hearing. You've not had any before now, correct?
Correct.
And your most recent strong R assessment was done in June of this year. You were scored as high for violent with pathways of mild substance use, interpersonal skills, and vocational. I'm showing you've been locked up about 83 months since August of 2013. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
I'm showing your present custody level as maximum.
Yes, sir.
And you reported juvenile convictions for, well, these convictions here, you were a juvenile, correct?
Yes, sir. I was 16.
All right. Any other juvenile convictions other than these 14 here?
I have some misdemeanor weed possessions and some trespassing charges, stuff like that. Drug paraphernalia. No felonies.
And of course, no adult felony convictions, no supervision experience. I'm showing the highest grade you completed was 10th at Northside High School and that you got your GED in 2016.
Yes, sir.
Any technical, vocational, or college degrees completed?
No, sir.
And you have no employment experience, correct?
I worked at Catfish Cabin, a restaurant in Jackson. I worked at Kroger when I was 15, 16.
Okay. And no military experience, I'm assuming?
Catfish Cabin.
No, sir.
All right.
Catfish
And what
Cabin.
programs have you completed this incarceration?
Pro-social?
Anything else?
No, sir. I was in TCOM when I came to Max, so all that happened.
It's not going good. I mean, shoot, man, you got a whole bunch of shit and you're not even trying to like fix yourself in there. How in the hell did he even get out? You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Kai Kai. Do me a favor. If anybody has information, send it to the links down there. Let me know if you sent me something. I'll go ahead and display it. I appreciate it very much. This is wild, man.
And you completed pro-social life skills around April of 2015?
Yes, sir.
Yep, second Jackson man. Here we go. 1 minute ago. We're going to go to that next. Just 1 minute ago. TBI just put it out.
Enrolled in any programs?
I'm retweeting
Say that
it
again, sir.
on Twitter right now.
Enrolled in any programs?
Retweeting it
No,
on
sir.
Twitter.
Do you owe any restitution?
No, sir. Not that I know of. I don't think so.
All right. Looking at
30-year-old
your
man.
disciplinary, your write-ups, I'm showing most recently, looks like you've got a couple of pending right now for drugs and a cell phone. Have those been to D-Board yet?
Yeah, like I said, he left the frickin' car in front of the person's frickin' house, yo. The other people that just got charged, that's who. Dude, he's getting his buddies caught up. Oh my gosh, they gotta be pissed. It's like I told you guys in the beginning. I see him doing this, and this is what I broke it down. Look at this shit. It's coming to fruition. What the hell?
No, there's
We're
nothing
gonna
that
go to that
happened.
next.
All right, and then we'll
That's
skip
good.
on to the ones that have. I'm
Wow.
showing May of this year a Class A for possession of a deadly weapon.
Follow me on Twitter if you're
Class
not.
A for assault with that weapon. Also a Class B
Wow.
for refusing or altering a drug test. March of this year showing a Class A for security threat group activity, as well as a Class A for refusing to participate.
I'll go ahead and share it on
Also have
Facebook.
multiple others. Looks
It's
like
gotta
you've
be
had
on
about
Facebook,
27 incidents in total. 7 of them Class A, 7 Class Bs. We've had threats, deadly weapons, violation of state law.
Wow, it
drugs,
just keeps coming.
and
I
etc.
told you.
Does that sound right?
He's going to get caught tonight.
Yes, sir.
Anything you want to say? Any statements you want to make about your discipline?
There's a poll out.
Yes, sir. These past few months, the assault and the deadly weapon, it came after it was self-defense. I was almost beat to death. That's where that came from. But before those recent ones, I went almost 2 years without any discipline.
He said that it was self-discipline because he was almost beat to death. That's why he got the charge for murder.
There.
All right, I shared it on Facebook as well. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Yep, here we go. Wow. It just keeps coming tonight. We know. Like I said, after they found that truck, I'm like,
on any of your active sentences.
he
No, sir.
delivered the baby
Tell
to
me about the
somebody's
aggravated
house.
robbery. What
They
did you do
found
to
the
get this
truck. I'm
charge?
like, dude, the dude's gonna get caught.
I robbed a gas station.
The
Were you
dude's
armed?
gonna get caught.
Yes,
Yeah, he
sir.
was. Yeah,
What'd
he
you
was.
have?
You know he was armed.
It was a BB gun.
It was a BB gun.
Was anyone injured?
Wow, dude.
No, sir.
With a
How much
BB
money
gun.
or what did you take?
It was like $40.
With a BB gun. With a BB gun.
Why were you robbing a gas station?
Honestly, I was on Xanax that night. I don't even remember doing anything.
With a BB gun. You don't even.
Using any other drugs or alcohol?
What did he just say? Trust me, we'll get to that update here in a second. It's gonna be. Listen, it's gonna keep coming, and it's gonna keep coming. Trust me, we're here.
Was anyone injured?
What I want to hear what he said.
No, sir.
How much money or what did you take?
It was like $40.
Why were you robbing a gas station?
Honestly, I was on Xanax that night. I don't even remember doing anything.
What?
All right. Using any
For
other
real?
drugs or alcohol around?
He said he was on. He said he was on Xanax, and he don't even remember committing it. What the hell? What the hell, dude? And he's gonna get busted tonight, man. Dude, you left the frickin' cars in front of the houses that. Doof. Hello, it don't look. Scooby could even figure that out, and Scooby can barely talk.
Around that time.
Scooby could have figured
No,
it
just
out.
Xanax, alcohol, and marijuana.
What, bro? He's gonna get caught. You know it. Ruh-roh.
All right. And then you've got 13 counts of retaliation for past action. Tell me about this.
Yes, sir. After my trial, after I was convicted, I was on the phone with my dad, and I made a comment that I would be out soon, and that I had the jury's information.
So you made threats to go after them?
Yes, sir.
All right, I am showing there is confidential opposition statements in your file, as well as letters of opposition from the District Attorney Jody Pickens' office that is strongly opposed to your parole based on the violent aggravated robbery as well as the threats made to harm the victim and the jurors after the trial. I do see that you've submitted a release plan for your parents, Greg and Andrea Drummond. That'll be in Jackson, Tennessee, and you're requesting a temporary job waiver. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything else you'd like to submit or any final statements you'd like to make?
No, sir.
Give me just a few minutes. Let me look over your file, and I will have your recommendation shortly, okay?
Thank you.
This is wild. This is wild, you guys. They're flaunting this shit, too. We're going to get to that here in a second. Catfish cabin. The heat is on. Like Glenn Fry said. The heat is on.
All right, Mr. Drummond, we've gone over your file today. I do need to make note this is a early release hearing. You're currently not showing eligible for release until August of next year. We've also gone over your custody level as maximum, recent and discipline ongoing throughout this incarceration. I'm going to recommend that you be declined for adverse effect on discipline, also for seriousness of offense based on the aggravated robbery with a firearm and those threats to the victims and jurors, and also consider you to be high risk based on your behavior this incarceration, including your custody level and removal from programs. I'm going to recommend that you be placed on a review docket in 3 years for July of 2023. Do you understand my recommendation?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
This hearing is now concluded, 1:19 p.m. Good luck to you, Mr. Drummond.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so that was from that was from his parole hearing back then. Now, if you want the link, here's the link to this. Now, I'm going to switch over to this because there's a reason I'm going to show you this. Now, we showed you this a little bit ago. This was the first guy, the accessory that got arrested, right? And you see the shit that was going on here. You got fresh as hell if the Fed's watching. This was from yesterday. My boy coming home, sit tight, okay? This was from yesterday. You got him, he's fresh, he's, Then you got when it comes to my brother, matter of fact, don't let it come to him. I see the whole family fucked up. And then it says, and I got all day and all night. When they free my boy, we really gonna pop it on y'all. We're really gonna see, right? This is the one that just got busted, right? So now we're gonna go to this article real quick, and thank you guys for letting me know. August 2nd, 2025. That was just 35 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago. Madison County special agents with the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation arrested a Jackson man Saturday and charged him with accessory after the fact to first-degree murder, just like they did other dude, in connection to the ongoing search for Austin Drummond. Date of birth, 8/31/1996, at the request of the 29th District Attorney General Danny Goodman. TBI special agents began investigating a quadruple murder that occurred Tuesday along Carrington Road in Tiptonville. TBI investigators, in coordination with a variety of local, state, and federal authorities, identified Drummond as a suspect. Agents obtained warrants from Drummond, charging him in connection with the murders. Further investigation revealed that Drummond's associate, Javonte Thomas, assisted Drummond as well. Saturday, agents obtained warrants charging Thomas with accessory after the fact to first-degree murder. Thomas was already being held in the Madison County Jail on an unrelated charge for failure to appear. He will be transferred to the Lake County Jail to be arraigned on the new charges. The charges and allegations referenced in this release are merely accusations of criminal conduct, not evidence. The defendant is presumed innocent and until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt and convicted through due process of law. At the time of this release, Drummond remains at large. So here's some more photos. There's some more photos right there. You got the guy that just got busted, little shorty just got busted. And then you got this other guy that just got busted. We got cash flying in the air. We got cat just flaunting that shit. We got cash flying in the air. We got a little bottle right there. All right, let me see here. So this was, let me see. Actually, yeah. No, it was about 20 minutes ago that they just announced this. So this is somebody else here. Now, let me see here. Let me switch to this now. This is an article. Who is Austin Drummond? And trust me, I'm looking at the scanner. I'm looking for live news feeds. If anything's popping off, as soon as it does, we will go right to it. Please hit like, though, if you haven't yet. It is the free way to help. This is an article from earlier today as well from Newsweek. Who is Austin Drummond? What to know about the quadruple homicide suspect. What is there, a video here? Yeah, let's play this real quick, and then we'll get into reading it.
2025 at 4:43 p.m. Central Dispatch began
Thank you guys for being
calls stating that there was a man with a knife inside the Walmart store in Garfield Township, Grand Traverse County, Michigan, actively stabbing people. A Grand Traverse County Sheriff's deputy was near the location and arrived at 4:46.
All right, this is from something else. I'm not sure why it's there. My bad. It says authorities are currently searching for 20. Let me close that out. For 28-year-old Austin Robert Drummond, the suspect in the recent murders of the 4 people in Lake County, Tennessee. Newsweek has reached out to the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations and the Tennessee Attorney General's office for comment via email on Saturday. Why it matters, it says earlier this week an infant was found abandoned in Dyer County. Hours later, 4 relatives, including the child's father and mother, were found murdered in a nearby Lake County. That's when he should have already changed his clothes, took a shower, been in the next vehicle, got the F out. And you don't leave the damn cars to the people that, I mean, thank God he did it. You know what I mean? Because he's going to get caught a lot quicker. Because the more time he's out there, the more opportunity and desire that he'll have to do it to somebody else too. So prayers for anybody that might come in contact with him. He is armed and dangerous. Please don't approach him. If you do encounter him, call in the tip line. Authorities identified the victims as the child's parents, Matthew Wilson, 21, Adriana Williams, 20, along with the child's maternal grandmother, Courtney Rose, 38, and maternal uncle, Braden Williams, 15. Now it says the Dyer County Sheriff's Office said in a Tuesday Facebook post, a dark-colored minivan or a white mid-sized SUV was reported to have dropped off the infant in a car seat at a random individual's front yard, okay? Dark-colored minivan or white mid-sized SUV was... You have 2 different vehicle descriptions. I don't understand that. Thankfully, a witness saw the car seat with the child and called 911. And can you guys imagine? This dude left this baby, 7-month-old baby, left this little baby. This was on Tuesday, you guys. The heat index was 115 freaking degrees, okay? It's not like it is right now. It's not cooled off like this was Tuesday. 115 heat index in that area. I'm so glad that everything was cool with the baby. The TBI has issued a warrant for his arrest and added him to the most wanted list. All right, he is wanted on the 4 counts. The alert warned that he is considered armed and dangerous. A Saturday updated noted that investigators are asking people nearby if they have any footage or his 1988 white Ford pickup truck. Now, this is Now they are announcing this is what we're not. Normally, I'd be having a scanner up and we'd be listening to scanner, but guess what? They're being quiet. They're being quiet when it comes to, and I really feel like they're right behind him. I really feel that. I really feel that. Now it's quiet on the scanner, and I think they're doing that for a reason because they don't want to tip him off. I really feel like they're closing in. Now, this the in 2013, all those charges came from when he robbed a Circle K convenience store in Jackson with that BB gun that we just heard on that audio clip, and $44 from the register. Listen, if you were really, it's just like I'm going to go back into the beginning of the show. If you're a smart criminal, you're not going after a frickin' gas station. Why are you not going after a gas station? Because you get the same amount of time for the BS what you get back in return. If I'm not going to tell you what else you should do, but if you're going to do something like that, because listen, it's the same charge. Hello, it's the same charge. So if you're going to get the same charge, don't you think you should go for more than 44 frickin' dollars? It's not going to take very long for this dude to get caught. This dude just reeks of idiocracy and some kind of wannabe. The Tennessee Department of Corrections database states that Drummond served 13 years with his sentence end date listed as September 1st, 2024. His profile has an updated mugshot from September 2019. The victims were all from Dyer County, and they obviously suspect him of committing the crime. Getting Austin Drummond in custody is a priority. Anyone with information about where we can find him should call them immediately. You will remain anonymous, and please do. The TBI has encouraged the public to not approach Drummond, but to call 911 if they spot him. He might come after. Listen, we don't know if he's got a real pistol right now. He might come after you with the BB gun, but it's going to be kind of hard to see it if you're outside and it's at night, okay? Do not approach this guy. This dude already took out people. He's on the run. He is going to go all as far as he can go to make sure that he can keep going, and you do not mean shit to this guy, okay? So please don't try and take the law in your own hands. Please call. Don't approach. Phone number 1-800-TBI-FIND. Currently $15,000 reward, $7,500 from TBI and $7,500 from the U.S. Marshal's Office. You shouldn't even have to have money as a motivation. You should just do it from one human being to another, because if this stuff happened to your family, I would hope that it wouldn't take money to motivate you to help stop somebody that committed these horrific crimes. All right, let me go back to, let me see if we got some more updates. Hold on real quick. Give me 1 second. Let me just check a couple sites here. All right, so here's the newest booking photo right there. So let me zoom in some more. The newest booking photo. Well, I hear what you're saying. I am too, Bear, because when it comes to missing children, they don't do very good. Okay, but I'm going to tell you right now, is when I heard they found the truck, and I'm sitting there going, they found the truck that quick, is because and then I'm like, oh gosh, and then a couple hours later they arrested somebody. It's like, yeah, that's a no-brainer. The dude didn't even move the damn vehicles away. Because you know damn well them friends ain't driving the shit. They'll go drop the garbage bag off somewhere with the clothes that you wore when you committed the crime, but they ain't going to get that damn vehicle. You're out of your damn mind. The fact that he just left it there, it's like, bro, what the hell are you doing? All right, so there's that. Again, there's the latest photo. Let me see here. And I am sharing all of this on Facebook and Twitter. Give me 1 second. If you're not following me on either one, I will share that link here. One moment. All right. Here's some other photos too. Let me share this real quick. And let me share that to the group. All right. Let me paste it there. We'll go through these photos real quick. All right. So I just posted this on Facebook. All right. We already saw this, the booking photo. Let me see here. Reporting agency. There's another photo of him right there. I just put this out here. Let me leave this up here. Let me drop those links for you again real quick. If you're not following me on Twitter, X, or Facebook, I drop and retweet and repost all the information, whether I'm busy, I'm boots on the ground, or I'm live. I'm retweeting the latest updates because that's how, like I said before, community conquers corruption. And it's very important that we share the info as soon as we see it. So if you're not following me, there's the links for either one, Twitter, X, or Facebook. Here's the next. Okay, we went through that one. Let me see what else here. Give me 1 second. And thank you all for being here. 2 different last names. So that was an update from 5 minutes ago. Let me see here. So, okay, we ran through. I think we're good. Let me see. Public update. That was out 3 hours ago. We covered that already. All right, so let me move to Twitter real quick. And give me 1 second here. So we just announced that. The other guy that was arrested, second man, we went through that already. I'll go ahead and retweet that anyway. So if you're not on Facebook, but you are on Twitter, there's that retweet for you. Let me see here. Okay, we retweeted that. All right, we went through all those updates. Nothing's on the scanner. Let me go to some local news and let's see if we have anybody reporting live on location. That's local news. Give me 1 moment. And then if I don't see any updates there, which I didn't, let me check one more thing. If not, I'm going to go to this video that came out a little bit ago. And I'm going to keep checking in the background the whole time. I really feel like it's happening tonight. If you haven't voted, I have a poll up. Do you think Austin Robert Drummond is going to be caught tonight? And I really think he's going to. Let me know what you think. And click on that vote. Okay, let me see. I'm not seeing any updates there. There's no local news out there. They're keeping it real quiet. You see, now they're letting you guys know that they're arresting people. They're keeping it real freaking quiet. Normally, there'd be some scanner action going on. There'd be some live news out there. It is not happening, you guys. They are keeping this very quiet, and I think because they are so close. They're keeping this quiet because they're probably like, you know what, this dude is probably listening to the scanner himself. He's probably listening to the scanner app himself. If I would, I mean, hello, you download this. Look, you download the scanner app. You know what I'm saying? Download the scanner app. You can click it on popular. Guess what? If some shit's popping off, it's gonna be on popular. All right, let me go to some of these videos. There is no updates. We went through them all already. Thank you so much. We went through photos, information, charges, all sorts of stuff a little bit ago. So if you're joining late, make sure to save this live to a watch later or a playlist, and you can check out the beginning after we're done tonight. So let me go to some of these videos that I have saved. All right, so this is the location where the Audi was found, and then we're going to watch this video. Let me see here. There was one. Let me see here. Yeah, there was one from there. So this is the video from the location where they. Whoops! This is the video from the location where they found the vehicle.
But before we get into all of the details of what those law enforcement agencies said earlier today in that press conference, I want to take you to where we are right now and what we're seeing here. We are at the intersection of MCO and Farmington Drive. You can see right behind in this wooded area, this is the area where they found the suspect, Austin Drummond's car that he was driving. It was a 2016 white Audi that had some damage to it. Also immediately behind me, you can see a City of Jackson police car. There were several more police officers who were on the scene here looking potentially for that car, as helicopters are also circling around the area. You might be able to see that one right up there. But again, lots happening.
Like I said, when it gets dark, I said they're going to have them helis with that night vision. I'm going to pull up some flight radar. We might go to flight radar. Let me pull that up real quick while we're watching this.
At the scene right now. Again, you talked about some of those law enforcement agencies, federal and local, that are investigating this. Later confirmed that the sighting of the suspect, Austin Drummond, was here Wednesday, last seen in Jackson, Tennessee. Law enforcement has been alerted nearby and has alerted residents to stay vigilant and not engage to continue their search for Drummond. And as a reminder of what happened here, a baby was found abandoned in a car in a seat just in front of Dyer County, just in the front yard of Dyer County, just before 4 bodies were found in a wooded area along Carrington Road in neighboring Lake County. That baby is now safe, but investigators do not believe this was a random act of violence, calling it a targeted incident today. The victims were identified as 21-year-old James Wilson, 20-year-old Adriana Williams, 38-year-old Courtney Rose, and 15-year-old Braden Williams. District Attorney General Danny Goodman confirmed today that the baby's parents were victims James Wilson and Adriana Williams, and Courtney Rose, also killed, was Adriana's and Braden Williams' mother. All 4 victims lived in Dyer County. Officials also pointed to an act of humanity in all of this when the infant was dropped off safely, possibly before or after those murders. They were not able to confirm that information today. Goodman calling Drummond an extremely violent individual, and U.S. Marshals say their goal is for Drummond to peacefully surrender to avoid harm to the public or local law enforcement. A U.S. Marshal spokesperson stated it is not a matter of if, but when he is found.
We would like for him to turn himself in. That will be the goal. The goal would be a safe surrender, and that way we can assure that he's taken into custody safely and that there's no injury to law enforcement or the public. But let me assure you of this: the U.S. Marshal Service will not stop until he is in custody.
All right, so let's switch to that real quick. Thank you so much, Kai. Appreciate that very much. Yes, they were that was the first person that they arrested. We went through that a little bit ago. We're going to read this argument. I told it's going to keep coming tonight. I said it. Watch this dude. Let's pray that he gets caught tonight. Okay, this is Tanaka Brown. I know I butchered the name before, but I'm sure that, you know what? I do think he's hunkered down too, Busby. You know why? Because look at this. We got 2 helis circling a neighborhood right above Memphis right now. All right, here's Memphis right here, right on the outskirts of Memphis. We have 2 helicopters circling around. We're going to get back to that in a minute. We're going to read this article real quick. All right, it says right here, Tanaka Brown, date of birth 11/17/1995. The dude should have left that night. Hello. Now also faces 1 count of tampering with evidence. What did I just say a little bit ago, you guys? Hey, dude, take a shower, right? Take a shower, get some change of clothes on, Give me the bag, bro, and I'll go ditch the bag. Hello? What did he tamper with, people? He tampered with Austin's outfit that he was wearing when he committed the crime. It's like I'm speaking this shit and it's happening here. Live. I said all this shit at the beginning of the stream. Look at this, man. Look at this. Madison County special agents with the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation arrested a Jackson man Friday. All right, we went through that. Now, it says right here, let me see here. At the request, we went through this already. We said this. Okay, Friday, agents obtained warrant charging Brown with accessory after the fact. Right? The charges and allegations referenced in this release are merely accusations. Now, what the hell? Where's the actual? It just says right here at the top. So this was okay. Everything under here is previously posted. This is just the new update right there. Thank you so much, Kai, for letting us know. Appreciate it very much. Let me, so let's go back to this flight radar here. All right, so there's only one heli flying around there right now. Where'd the other one go? We went back to get, it did not fly all the way up there real quick. There's no way. All right, so let's zoom back a little bit. Let's see if we got the action. So we're gonna, all right, I see a helicopter down here. Let me click on, let me see. I see a helicopter down here. That, I don't know. There was two of them hanging out up here. Now Jackson is right here, you guys. Okay, so here's Jackson. Here's Jackson right here. Okay. You see Westwood Gardens. It's got a little pull off of 40. It'll get back on, but really, I really think that he went down 45. But right now we got two. There's two. Okay, here they are right here. We got this one right here and this one right here. Those two helicopters were circling in this neighborhood right here in this area, okay? So I think they're probably going back to refuel. We got one there. We got another one up here. Do they think, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. We got a line of helicopters going up Route 51. That's weird. Hold on. We'll get back to that in a minute. Let me go. Let's let that materialize a little bit. Let's go back to another video. Let's let that materialize. Let's see what's happening. They're spread out. It's kind of confusing a little bit because we just saw two of them hovering in this neighborhood right on the outskirts right here off of 40, which would have been the interstate if Austin was driving. He would have been going down 40 if he was going in. This is the area that they were circling and hovering. Now we got helis just staying put right in this section of Route 51 right here by Woodville, another one by Covington, and another one by Dixonville, and they're just hovering. And then we got one that went down to Memphis. So a minute ago, they were hovering here. Now they're kind of spread out on this interstate. Let's go back to that in a second. Let me see if we have any updates. I'm going to go see also. I'm going to see also if there is any live news crews out there too, because I have a feeling there's going to be some live news crews out there, and we can actually find out if these helicopters have anything to do with it as well. So 1 second. Thank you for your patience as I kind of flip around back and forth through all of this. Let me see. Okay, so this was from
in Tennessee. An unidentified infant is found abandoned on a stranger's property. Then, in another county, the bodies of 4 people are recovered. Is there a connection? Is there a killer on the loose? Tonight, all the latest from this breaking story out of Tennessee.
I'm Vinny Politan. Thank you so much for joining us tonight here on Closing Arguments. And I remember growing up, and I don't know how many times I saw it on TV shows, cartoons, and other places, and in just stories about the old baby found on a doorstep, right? Someone opens their door and there's a baby there. Oh my goodness, where did this baby come from? And growing up, I never really thought that much about it. I was like, do people actually do that? Like, why would someone do that? Well, guess what happened in Tennessee? A real baby was left at a stranger's home. A beautiful little baby. Now, at first you think about this story and the baby was unidentified and you think about it like, wow, that's horrible. That's horrific. But then I take a step back and I'm like, a lot of times when we're dealing with perhaps a young parent who doesn't want to be a parent and has a baby, we've covered that story so many times. So it's not that story. So I'm like, okay, maybe there is some silver lining to this story involving an unidentified baby. We just have to find out who this baby is, who this baby belongs to, and try to figure out why the baby was left at this stranger's home. So while that mystery is going on in Tennessee, there's another mystery unfolding in another county pretty close by, a horrific death scene.
All right, here's some latest photos. We'll get back to this in a second. Here's some latest photos. You got the double-fisted middle fingers. Here's more of the docket right here. Bond is $10,000 for Giovanni. All right, there's all that. And let's see here. I'm still watching those helicopters here.
People dead. And you've got one case here, another case there, both mysteries, both extremely serious. And everyone's wondering, is there a connection? Is there a connection between this unidentified baby and these 4 bodies that were found? And tonight it's looking like there is a connection. Let's bring in Court TV field reporter Cody Thomas joining us in studio. This story, everyone is talking about it tonight, Cody. So let's get, what is the latest that we know? And is there a definitive connection between this baby that is left and these 4 bodies that were recovered?
Well, Vinny, the short answer is yes, that there is a connection, but I'll walk you through how we got there. So this is a multi-agency investigation that happened all yesterday, Tuesday of this week, in Lake County in Dyer County, Tennessee. That's all in northwestern Tennessee. This 7-month-old baby.
All right, I'm going to pause it real quick. I'm going to share something with you. Now, I don't know if listen, this is just me kind of looking at what's existing right here in front of me. And I really do think that they're closing in on them. Okay, so peep this shit. All right, you got different access points, right? You got this interstate coming this way. You also have this interstate coming this way. Now, they obviously don't think he went this route because I want to show you something. Look at this, you guys. They have a helicopter. This is Jackson right here, okay? They have a helicopter here. 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 You come down south a little bit. Look at this. They have a helicopter right here waiting. You come over to this access over here. They have a helicopter waiting right here, you guys. Now, listen, it could be not connected, but when I'm looking at this, listen, to me, it looks like they got this route covered. They got this route covered with the heli. They got this route covered with the heli. The 2 main routes coming south and east towards Daytona, they got it covered with the heli. These helis are just hovering. You can see it. Look, they're not moving. They're hovering. They're hovering. We'll go over to the other access point. This guy. Hovering, okay? Hovering. Now let's go back up to Memphis. You got this guy. He's right here. You got both access points. You got 2 access points going here. You got another helicopter that's swinging around Brownsville. Now this one's coming closer to Jackson. This one was up north. They are starting to create this perimeter. You can see it right here. You got one here, another here, another here, and another here. They're creating that perimeter. I guarantee that they think that he is in this section right here. Because look, you can see the helicopters. Listen, Memphis, it's not weather copters from Memphis, all right? These copters are going over little dinky ass towns. They're not in somewhere popular. Look at this. This one's out in the middle of the freaking woods. You got this one itching closer. This dude is going to get caught tonight. I really think they are closing in on him. Look, they had helis going up here. Now they're circling back down around towards Jackson. We're seeing this unfold right here. You got this guy in between the 2 interstates. You got this guy hovering around. Now I'm wondering if they're chasing him. This is what I'm thinking right here, you guys. I'm thinking they know what vehicle he is in right now. I think they know what vehicle he is in. I think they are watching the skies for that vehicle. We got one over Memphis again. We got another one over here floating between these 2 interstates. We got this heli hovering right over above Brownsville by Jackson. Okay. Then you got a heli over here waiting by the interstate. You got a heli over here waiting by one of the other interstate's access points. I really feel like they know what car he's in, and they are just waiting for Austin to take one of those roads, because no matter what kind of back roads he's going to be taking, he's going to have to end up on one of these major outlets. He's going to have to end up on one of these major outlets. I really feel, you guys, they know what car he is in. Let me see if there's any more updates real quick. Give me 1 second. I think they know what car he's in. I think they know. Let me see here. Let me refresh. Let me know if you think they're going to catch him tonight. I really think they are. Wow, this is great. It's all unfolding tonight. Okay, let me see. Okay, we already covered that. There's no updates there. Let me get out of this court TV video. I'm going to see if there's any local news. There's got to be local news station. Let me check this scanner again too, because they're keeping quiet, man. They are keeping quiet because they probably know he's listening to a scanner app. They know what car he's in. They definitely know what car he's in. Those helicopters, that's not normal. Let me see here. I'm just checking updates real quick here. Okay, 2 people. So this is from a news station. I don't know. We can check that out in a second. I want something else. I'm looking for some kind of like real freaking update here. Let me see here. Charge. Give me 1 moment. Okay, I don't see that. Let me scroll back up. I'm going to switch over to this. We're going to play this video real quick. Then we're going to go back to the flight radar, because I have a feeling we're going to be watching this flight radar a little bit more tonight. We're seeing what's going down here.
Tonight, authorities have arrested 2 men in connection with the killing of 4 people and the abandonment of a baby in West Tennessee. Tanaka Brown is charged with accessory after the fact to first-degree murder and is being held without bond in the Lake County Jail. Agents also charged Javante Thomas with the same offense. Thomas was already in custody at the Madison County Jail on an unrelated charge. He'll be transferred to Lake County to be arraigned. Meanwhile, the search continues for the suspected killer, Austin Drummond. Officials say he's armed, dangerous, and may still be in Tennessee. You can see his photo right there on your screen. Today, the TBI also released a picture of a truck found in Dyer County that may be connected to the case. They see if you see the truck on your screen to call authorities immediately. Investigators are also asking people to check their security footage from Tuesday morning for any sign of Drummond or that truck. The case unfolded.
All right, so why are they reporting for the truck? Because this WBIR, you just came out with this 21 minutes ago. They found the truck like around lunchtime. Okay, never mind. They found the truck at lunchtime, and they found a whole lot of other stuff too. What's going on? All right, let me see here. Let me check Twitter one more time, and I'm not seeing anything yet. It is quiet as shit. Nothing on the scanner. Let me see here. Nothing on the scanner. All right, let's go back to the flight radar here. So we got one heli still sitting in the same spot right by Highway 55. All right, let me see what else we got here. We got one heli up here still hovering around Osceola. The one by Jackson is not around there anymore. I'm thinking there's one over by Conway hovering. All right, we got one over by Conway hovering. Do they think he's going east? Because we still have this route covered. They're not covering this route anymore, and they're not covering this route 40 anymore. They're still covering this route. Now, they could be refueling. Let me see. And then this one. Where was that other one? So that one's hovering by an interstate. You got another one hovering by this interstate. What are they thinking? That maybe he might have went up north past the heli on 55 and then went back down 57. But they definitely... I'm surprised the one that was above Brownsville hovering isn't there anymore. But they do have to get fuel, so we'll just kind of hang out and check that out. Now let me see. Let's go back to this. I'm gonna keep looking for updates. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here.
Baby, just 7 months, not even a year old yet, Vinny. Her name was Wesleyan. She was abandoned and just dropped off in a random stranger's yard just after 3 p.m. in broad open daylight. And of course, that guy called 911, which got the investigation going. Now, this all happened where she was dropped off in Tigrit, Tennessee. That's in Dyer County. We have a map here showing you, that's the map of Tennessee here. Tigrit in Dyer County was only about 40 miles away from where those other 4 bodies were found up in Tiptonville, Tennessee. That's in Lake County. They're neighboring counties not too far away, 30, 40 miles away, only about a 40-minute drive. Now, Vinny, let me walk you through
like they were lured for something. He lured them somehow.
The timeline of the events that happened yesterday.
And see right here, you see on the tip of the baby's nose, can you see my cursor? I don't know if you can see my cursor or not. But you can see the little tip right there? It looks like a little tip of blood. Like, I'm sure there was blood all over. I'm sure there was.
That led to this baby getting found and those 4 bodies being discovered. So, as I had just mentioned, just after 3 p.m., the baby was found in a stranger's yard. Little Westland, and 911 was called. 5:10 p.m., the Dyer County Sheriff's Office releases a statement saying they're looking for 3 people, a man by the name of Matthew Wilson, a woman named Adriana Williams, and another woman named Courtney Rose. Now, just before midnight, Vinny, Dyer County Sheriff's Office releases another statement saying 4 bodies were found further north in Lake County. And Vinny, to confirm that connection, the District Attorney, Danny Goodman Jr., he serves in both Dyer and Lake County. He confirmed that these were all family members related to the baby. So, and 3 of those 4 bodies that were found were the 3 names that I just mentioned. We have Matthew Wilson, 21 years old. That is the father of the baby. Adriana Williams, 20 years old. That is the mother of the baby. Courtney Rose, 38, the maternal grandmother, and Braden Williams, 15, the maternal uncle. And Vinny, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation confirmed that this is a homicide investigation, and there is also an active GoFundMe page created by what seems to be a friend of Matthew Wilson, the baby's father, where general donations are being...
And let me pause it there because let me share that real quick. I had shared it on my Facebook. Give me 1 second. Let me go to my Facebook. I will get that link for you. Let's see here. There's been a lot of updates, Facebook and Twitter, so I got to scroll through it here. Where is that GoFundMe? Give me 1 second. Man, that's a lot of scrolling. A lot of updates here. There. Wait. No. That's where in the heck I reach? Was it on Twitter? Hold on. I could have swore it was on Facebook. Give me one moment. Yeah, the second person was arrested. The first person they arrested was charged with tampering with evidence. And I'm sure they're going to let us know, you know, everything is drip feeding here. And from the start of the show, it's been nothing but news update after news update. That's why if you're just joining late, definitely make sure to check out the beginning because we were going through, I mean, everything that we're going through is not regurgitated. This is all live and in the moment here. Where is this GoFundMe? I shared it. I know I did. Was it on Twitter? I apologize, you guys. I thought that it's gone. Yeah, it's not on my Twitter. I knew I posted it on Facebook. Hold on. How is some stuff not sharing right? Hold on. It's on TBI Facebook. All right, cool. Thank you. Let me just do that. Thank you so much. Let me just do that real quick. Let me just do that. All right, let me scroll through here. There's that. There's that. Oh, thank God that guy was found. I saw that pop up a couple days ago. The older gentleman there from Tennessee. No, I'm going back to July 20th. What the heck? Where's it at? I'm not seeing it. Can you do me a favor? Can you share it with me? And then I can... What the heck? I don't understand. I'm not even seeing... I'm back to July 20th for some reason. Let me go to their Twitter. Maybe they posted it on their Twitter too. What the heck, man? Yeah, because you can see the photo. It looks just like that. I came across it and I shared it out yesterday, actually. Yeah, I'm going back to June 30th. What the hell? Okay, here, let me just search it. Let me just search it. I'm just going to search it. Hold on. Here we go. Nope, that's not it. Oh, she set up some other ones before. How am I not finding this? What the hell? Can somebody send it to me, please? I'm like trying to search it up on Google, and it has like a fundraiser by Amanda Myatt, help the Myatt family rebuild. That was from 2020. Here we go. I found it. Okay, my bad, you guys. I was typing Westland wrong. I put an E. Okay, there you go. Here, let me drop it in there too. So there's the GoFundMe, and they got 2524 raised, 6 days until service. They have an 8K goal. So there's the link for that. Let me save that too. And then let me save it over here, and then I'll keep sharing it as well. There's that. Okay. Let's go back to this flight radar real quick. All right. So let's see. There's no helicopter. Whoa. Hold on 1 second. All right, so there's no more helis hanging around these other areas. You got one over here. You got a couple over there. You still have one up here around Bleethville. And then one way up at Clarksville. So I'm not seeing anything else around here. All right, we'll go back to this. And then I'm going to look to see if I can find any more updates because they just keep popping off. So let me do another round of seeing what we can find out. Yeah, there's the link. If you guys need the link again, here it is for the GoFundMe. There's the link if you weren't able to grab it yet. They have right there it says 9 days, but over here it's actually 6 days now. So this video came out yesterday. I don't know why it's got a couple extra days on it. They must have just took a screenshot or something. But this is Court TV discussing it. I'm going to do another round, see if there's any more updates as we go into the evening. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate you very much. By the way, because listen, I think the dude is going to end up being caught around 1 in the morning. I called it earlier. I'm guessing around 1 in the morning. Even if I am not live, I still have the year out there. You can follow me on Twitter X or my Facebook. Even if I'm not live or I'm busy doing something, I still got those noties coming, and I still retweet and repost because it's about getting the information out there as soon as possible. So you can go ahead and click on that. So even if I'm not live, you can get the latest updates. And let me see here. We'll go ahead and go back to this video. Let me play this for a second. I'm going to take a look around and see if there's anything else going on.
Being given, to go along with funeral costs and what have you, dealing with this horrendous tragedy here.
Absolutely. And the baby's alive, and everyone's trying to put the pieces together. Why was the baby spared? What is the connection to what happened here? Why was the baby left where the baby was left? Cody, thanks so much. Let's bring in another guest. Joining me now is an anchor for KFVS. Jeffrey Bullard is with us. Jeffrey, thank you so much for joining us. What can you tell us about the scene where these 4 victims were found?
So thank you very much for having me. First off, I also want to mention where we were at. It was Carrington Road, which is just a 2-minute drive to the nearby correctional facility. This Carrington Road, it was almost like a cul-de-sac, but it was so wooded you couldn't see from our drone.
Right. Like you're going to ditch the... Hold on. He said it was how far away? Hold on a minute.
So thank you very much for having me. First off, I also want to mention where we were at. It was Carrington Road, which is just a 2-minute drive to the nearby correctional facility. This Carrington Road, it was almost like a cul-de-sac, but it was so wooded you couldn't see from our drone just where the police were going. You could tell that it was in the woods, but you couldn't exactly tell where exactly those officers were. We were told on scene that it was a fairly large crime scene that they were investigating. Fast forward to around 4:30, we're getting ready to go live for our 5 o'clock live shot, and all of a sudden you see two Department of Transportation wreckers pull out a black Dodge Charger and a white SUV from what appeared to be the crime scene. So they couldn't comment on if those vehicles were exactly related. We do know it was pulled from the area of the crime scene in that nearby wooded area. But there are so many unknowns about the situation that I think really intrigues people because, you know, it's our job to report fact and not speculate on, you know, these people's lives. This is very real for them. We spoke to several neighbors who are just absolutely just, it's so shocking. You don't think something like that happens in your backyard, you know?
Absolutely. So do we know any details about how the victims died? And is this an active search for a killer tonight?
So the person in charge of the TBI, at least the communications person that we spoke to, they were telling us that they're still looking for, and they very intentionally said, suspect or suspects. Somebody's out there still, long story short, from what we're being told at the moment.
And have they said anything about little baby Wesleyan, about why they believe she was spared, or how the timeline of when the baby was left and when the victims were killed?
I know it's very, you have so many questions, and we had so many questions whenever we were at the press conference, just trying to get a better understanding. They were basically telling us it's still under investigation. They weren't too clear with any answers as well. Back to your other questions that I accidentally skipped forward, the cause of death is still under investigation as well. So it's not entirely clear what everybody was doing out in this wooded area.
What? The cause of death is still under investigation? It's 5 days later. The cause of death is still under investigation? What? Okay, so either the dude did multiple things to these victims, he just had a BB gun, so he probably didn't have a real gun. It makes me wonder if he used some kind of, you know, it doesn't make sense, Kai. It don't. How do you not know the cause of death 5 days later? And you're talking about 4 people, so was it even bloodier than we thought? I mean, did he, I mean, okay, maybe that's where he put him? Good night, Caddy. Maybe that's where he put him. Maybe they were separate. They were done separate. How do you not know the cause of death? That's weird.
Because whenever, like I mentioned earlier, that cul-de-sac, it goes into a bike trail that goes on near Reelfoot Creek. And so there's not a lot out there. It's mostly wood. So it makes you certainly wonder why they were out there. That's still an unknown. There's a lot of unknowns right now.
Absolutely. And we're looking at the video. Thank you so much.
He probably said, hey, my car's broke down. I need you to come help me. Had his hood up. They came to look in, and he did something to him. That's just my guess.
We look at that video, and we can see it's very rural, I assume, right? It's consistent with what we're seeing here.
Well,
so there wouldn't necessarily be...
That's true, yeah. But nobody heard anything, though. You know what I'm saying? Nobody heard anything because we haven't... Yeah, they're real in the car. Nobody heard anything, though. It makes me wonder because the crime had to have been done somewhere else. Somewhere else. The crime had to be committed. I don't know how you can restrain that many people in this area, in this neighborhood. Nobody heard freaking. This was done somewhere else. And my gosh, that poor baby not only had to witness this crime, but that poor baby had to ride around. Had to ride around with this monster. After he did that to this baby's family. The baby had to, oh my gosh, I can't, oh, that poor baby. That poor baby. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Busby says, Reelfoot Lake, it's shallow and a lot of cypress trees. I don't know, it's something. But how do you not, the crazy part too is how do you not know the cause of death 5 days later? Something. 4 people, how? It's not like Idaho 4 where you're Brian Koberger and they're intoxicated like crazy and they're all in one house. I mean, something, and you know, and it was like 3 a.m. Something. This had. I'm wondering if he went to their house. What? But no, it's they. No, that's not it either. Maybe it is. They haven't released a lot of stuff at the house. I don't know. Something. This dude, I'm just going to say it right now. After we're watching this, I can already tell that this dude is a hell of a lot sicker than we thought he was. For just a little bit ago, this dude is a hell of a lot sicker, that's for sure.
Surveillance cameras anywhere. A lot of the cases we cover here at Court TV, there's ring cameras, there's surveillance cameras, there's traffic cameras. Describe the area for us and your thoughts about the opportunity for there to be any sort of video that could be useful here.
Well, that's a really great point that you make up. Whenever we were telling neighbors about just kind of what was going on, because some of them were looking outside, seeing all these police cars, wanting to know what was going on. They didn't have camera footage. The closest nearby camera footage that there might be would be at the nearby correctional facility, but
wow, so none of the neighbors had any kind of camera footage. You know what that means? It means if none of the neighbors had camera footage, guess what? Those friends were tweet, because you don't get that close. You don't get that close unless there's some freaking footage. The fact that there was no footage, the closest footage that they would have had was a little over 2 minutes away at the correctional or at the facility. So the cameras that are there are going to be way back as well. Those dudes, yeah. And I bet you the first guy that's arrested is singing like a MF. I bet.
This is really, I mean, when you look at this as a person, it scares you. I mean, you go out there and you think, okay, there's no cameras around. It makes you wonder why there wasn't cameras there, you know?
Absolutely. And final question, I know you have to go. Jeffrey, you mentioned it's near a correctional facility. There's no indication, because a lot of people are thinking, did someone escape from the correctional facility? Is that what we're talking about here? There has not been any information like that that's been made public, or any talk of that, has there?
No, not that we've been made aware of. We just noticed whenever we talk about the location, it's about a 2-minute drive on Carrington Road. You actually split onto Carrington Road at the correctional facility. So nobody has brought that up, at least to my knowledge, if it has anything to do with an inmate or anything like that.
All right, Jeffrey Bullard, KFVS, thank you so much. I'm sure we're going to be on this story a lot, and we hope you can join us again. We appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
All right, let's bring in our think tank. Joining us live in studio tonight, criminal defense attorney, former state attorney in Miami-Dade.
All right, let me go to this flight radar real quick. All right, it looks like we got somebody chilling. We got somebody chilling at this access. I think they think that he's coming around this way and gonna come back down towards Daytona Beach. We got a heli sitting here right above this interstate. We got one sitting right over here. We got one right there. We got one right there. And then we also have that one that's heading right back over by Brownsville and Jackson right there. Another heli's coming over by. I think they know what vehicle he is driving. I think one of the buddies said some shit. And I really feel like they're on him. All right, there wasn't any other updates so far. We're going to go back to this. I'm going to keep scanning, and thank you all for being here. I appreciate it.
Former assistant DA in Atlanta, Darrell Cohen, criminal defense attorney, law professor Meg Strickler, and criminal defense attorney, the man behind the glasses, Josh Schiffer. This is a mystery. This is a mystery. I mean, we've got two significant events. They are connected. They are related. How and why, we don't know.
But remember, the baby was deposited randomly on someone's lawn. That we know.
It appears it's random.
It appears random. There
Correct.
appears to be no connection. And then there are 3 bodies of the baby's relatives. I immediately go to the murder-suicide family
That's what I
drama
thought, too.
that we see in domestic violence cases.
4 bodies, because there's a 15-year-old uncle also.
Yes, 15-year-old uncle. It's immediately where my mind goes, is that someone associated with this.
But they're looking for a suspect or suspects.
Oh, they're still out there. They took the baby, dropped off the baby, and are on the road.
Also, it's not, you don't believe it's anyone that's at the house.
No.
It's like someone at the house.
Bo, if that's what you're hearing, it makes me wonder, like, how many other people were involved. Now, these guys, let me go back to this, because let me look at this again. Let me look at this again. Hold on. Let me go back to this. Let me read this again. Let's see here. So let's go back to this. After the fact. So, okay, so the wording when it comes to both of these gentlemen's charges, after the fact, okay, accessories after the fact, that's what TBI is charging both of these individuals with. To me, they didn't commit the crime, they just helped him out after he committed the crime. And so, yeah, that they can easily get. That's why I think the first guy is singing, because they can easily be like, look, we can charge you more than if we don't get Austin, we can charge you with this. You better start telling us, because look, right now you're looking at this. Now, if we bust him, then you're looking at about this, which is a little less. You help us out, you're only looking at this, right? Yeah, the first one. It's like I said, he was the one. I called it before it even happened. There was one buddy, and he was probably the buddy that took the trash bag with the clothes and said, "I'll go ahead and get rid of the bag for you." I think what they're getting charged with is not committing the crime, right? They're getting charged with helping them out. We probably lent him a vehicle. We gave him a shower. We let him sleep. We let him hang out. We let him stay in our shed for a couple days while we were chilling on the couch. Like, they assisted in him not being apprehended. Now, one of them, like I said earlier, because dude is not gonna, Austin's not gonna go get rid of the bag himself of the items. He's not gonna do it because they're already looking for him. They're not looking for one of the friends, so one of the friends took his own car that they're not looking for to go ditch the garbage. To go ditch the garbage. That's why one of the friends is getting charged with that, because I really see that happened. So yeah, but here's the thing. If you really did hear that, Bo, where they were assaulted beyond, like they were beat up and stuff, well then I'm already questioning how you have 4 people. Like, how it's like you had to have help. Like, I don't know, maybe you chloroformed them all. I don't frickin' know. I don't know. But I doubt the dude did that. But it's like you gotta have help. It's like you gotta have help. I don't know how you can, unless it's one at a time too. You know what I mean? And then to say that you don't know the cause of death, well, that means that the dude didn't go in there with a pillow and go, because then you would know the cause of death. You would know. So maybe that's Bo, what you're hearing is right, that they were beaten up, and maybe that's why they don't know the cause of death 5 days later, is because they were beat up and also, whatever. Right. I don't see, I don't know, man. I'm not saying it couldn't happen. I'm not saying that one person couldn't take out 4 people, because we don't know the actual situation, the environment, what was going on. We don't know any of that yet. So, but yeah, it sounds suspicious as hell to me when you look at what's there. You look at where the bodies were found. You look at the different ages. You look at the time of day. You look at all of these different things, and you're like, okay, that right there doesn't make sense that it could only be one person. But again, we don't know. We don't know what the atmosphere was and what the environment was. It is crazy, you guys. Trust me. It is crazy. All right, I'm going to let this play some more. I'm going to look some more for some updates here.
I was going to drop the baby off first, and then
there's the possibility that it would be the deposit the baby and then do the murder-suicide. But I think with what it appears to me, it would be go to commit the crime, take the baby, and then leave the baby somewhere ostensibly safe. I don't know how safe someone's front yard.
It's a very confusing.
Too much speculation. Yeah. We need to know the cause. Someone cared about the baby. Someone cared about the baby, yes. Because if this is a murder, right? If this is homicide, murder, whatever happened there, if the baby stays there in this remote area they may never find the body for days, and that baby will die. Even if the killer doesn't take the life of the baby will just die, right? So someone cared enough to get the baby out of there and put the baby in a place where the baby would be found.
I agree with Meg and Josh. I think this is self-inflicted, but...
What do you mean self-inflicted?
I think someone self-inflicted murder on him or her, and then, but before that...
What? What is this guy what? What is this guy talking about? Self-inflicted? Okay, do you guys think that do you guys think that he did that to himself? Do you think that's maybe why they're not finding him, is because he committed I don't know. I think the dude's on the run. Use the baby to get them under control, Lisa says. Yeah, 2 are charged now, 1 tampering with evidence. Let me see here. And I'm not seeing any more updates as of right now, but it doesn't mean I'm not checking. We'll go back to flight radar here in a second. I think he was holding the baby. Oh, that's a good idea, Julie. That could be, right? I think he was holding the baby as hostage and they were fine. Okay. I mean, that makes sense, right? If you're trying to think about one person that was able to commit this crime, right, with that many people, that different age group, that time of day, and nobody heard nothing. They first found out a baby, then a few hours later they found out, you know what I'm saying? To me, it was like, I don't see how one person, but that does make sense. That does make sense. That does make sense. I don't think he did that to himself. Busby says he's hiding out somewhere close. Let's go to flight radar real quick, and then we're gonna see what the hell that guy was saying. All right, so we got 1 heli hanging over Brownville again, and we got Jackson right over here. That's where it all went down. For that, we got 1 heli on the east side of Memphis that they were hanging out before. Look, we got the other heli back that's hanging out by the other exit 55, Highway 55. We got another heli hanging out by Highway 61 /278. And let me see, do we got another one hanging out over here on the west side? Okay, it doesn't look like there's one hanging out on the west side. Now, earlier, if you guys remember, if you were here about a half hour, 45 minutes ago, there was 2 helis hovering above over here, kind of, because you got these 2 access. There's another one that was hovering above over here. They kind of moved away from that area. Now we got one back up by Brownville and Jackson, and then the one by that's probably just, going around Memphis. But we do have one up here, Brownsville, Jackson, and we got a couple over here floating around the other access points, and this one can go over to 22 at any moment. I really feel like they know what kind of vehicle he's driving. All right, let's switch back to this real quick. What the hell did this guy just say? Let me rewind this a minute. And thank you all for being here. Please hit the like if you haven't yet. It is the free way, and share it out to the socials too, please. It really would help. We've been shut down a couple times, freedom of speech and all that other bullshit. And you know how it messes with you with the algorithm. So, and I do apologize. There's probably a lot of people that are like, I didn't even get a noti. Yeah, because YouTube wants to do it like that. So please share it out. It would help us out a lot as well.
But they're looking for a suspect or suspects.
Oh, they're still out there. They took the baby, dropped off the baby, and are on the road.
So it's not, you don't believe it's anyone that's at the house?
No.
It's like someone at the house could have dropped the baby off first, and then...
There's the possibility that it would be the deposit the baby and then do the murder.
You think, who in the hell thinks he dropped off the baby and then went to go? Okay. Whatever.
Suicide. But I think with what it appears to me, it would be go to commit the crime, take the baby, and then leave the baby somewhere ostensibly safe. I don't know how safe someone's finding.
It's a very speculation. Too much speculation. Yeah. We need to know.
Someone cared about the baby. Someone cared about the baby, because if this is a murder, right? If this is homicide, murder, whatever happened there, if the baby stays there in this remote area,
whatever happened,
they may never find the body for days, and that baby will die. Even if the killer doesn't take the life of the baby will just die, right? So someone cared enough to get the baby out of there and put the baby in a place where the baby would be found.
I agree with Meg and Josh. I think this is self-inflicted, but...
What do you mean self-inflicted?
I think someone self-inflicted murder on him or her, and then, but before that, murdered the other 3 people. But
what the? Okay, did I just hear this right? I'm freaking confused here. Did this guy just say that he thinks one of the victims did that to the other 3 and then did that to himself? What, bro? Did I hear this right? Because I thought at first when I heard it, I was like, what? What? Let's rewind it. We went and checked out the helicopters. We came back to it. What? Yeah, right, Busby? Is this dude on another case? What the? Who in the heck? Why, bro, why would the frickin' all these other agencies be searching for this dude? Oh my God. I need to see if I hear this right. Because I really... Maybe it's just because I'm tired. I need more coffee. I need to go to the bathroom. Like, maybe it's just because I'm like not... Focus. There's other shit on my mind here. Hold on a second. Let me make sure that I didn't hear that wrong.
3 bodies of the baby's relatives.
Yeah, you know what? Let's go back to what Red Glasses says first. Let's go, because who knows? Maybe it meant something else. I don't know. Let's go back to Red Glasses. Let's see what Red Glasses says. I don't know who in the fuck this guy is on the right, but he's like, I don't know, dude. Retire.
DA in Atlanta, Daryl Cohen, criminal defense attorney, law professor Meg Strickler, and criminal defense attorney, the man behind the glasses, Josh Schiffer. This is a mystery. I mean, we've got 2 significant events.
Maybe I should get some red glasses, right? He's all giddy about it. He's like, hey, you picked me. You picked me with the red glasses. Oh, I'm so happy. It's my brand. Look at him get all giddy. It's my brand.
All right. Thank you.
All right, let's bring in our think tank. Joining us live in studio tonight, criminal defense attorney, former state attorney in Miami-Dade, former assistant DA in Atlanta, Daryl Cohen, criminal defense attorney, law professor
Daryl Cohen, that's his name.
Meg Strickler, and criminal defense attorney, the man behind the glasses, Josh Schiffer. This is a mystery.
Get all giddy.
This is a mystery. I mean, we've got 2 significant events. They are connected. They are related. How and why, we don't know.
But remember, the baby was deposited randomly on someo's lawn. That we know.
It appears it's random.
It appears random. There appears to be no connection. And then there are...
So Blue Tie interrupts us. It appears, bro.
3 bodies of the baby's relatives. I immediately go to the murder-suicide family drama that we see in domestic violence cases.
4 bodies, because there's a 15-year-old uncle also.
Yes, 15-year-old uncle.
Wait a minute. Is his whole panel? Yeah, this was posted 8 hours ago. Here, hold on. You can see it right here. 8 hours ago. Posted 8 hours ago. Eight hours ago. Murder suicide though. Even if it was. Let's see. They got the truck on there. I don't know what these guys are talking about. Let me go back to this again.
And criminal defense attorney, the man behind the
Yeah, they might have filmed it earlier. This is just when it was posted on YouTube. So they might have. I mean, maybe that's why, because they didn't know shit about the shit in the beginning.
Classes,
Maybe.
Josh Schiffer. This is a mystery. This is a mystery. I mean, we've got two significant events. They are connected. They are related. How and why, we don't know.
But remember, the baby was deposited randomly on someone's lawn. That we know.
It appears as random.
It appears random. There
Correct.
appears to be no connection. And then there are 3 bodies of the baby's relatives. I immediately go to the murder-suicide family
That's what I
drama
thought, too.
that we see in domestic violence cases.
4 bodies, because there's a 15-year-old uncle also.
Yes, 15-year-old uncle. It's immediately where my mind goes, is that someone associated with this.
But they're looking for a suspect or suspects.
Oh, they're still out there. They took the baby, dropped off the baby, and are on the road.
Also, it's not, you don't believe it's anyone that's at the house.
No.
It's like someone at the house could have dropped the baby off first, and then...
There's the possibility that it would be that deposit the baby and then do the murder-suicide, but...
Whoa, there's an update, you guys. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. We need to find out where this is at. There's an update. Caruthersville Police Department just... From the Caruthersville... So this is 21 minutes ago. From the... I know I'm butchering the name. I know Caruthersville Police Department. The Caruthersville Police Department. This is in Missouri. The Caruthersville Police Department and law enforcement agencies are currently investigating and following up on potential sightings related to Austin Drummond. At this time, we are working to verify the accuracy and credibility of the information received. All right, let me see here. Let me see where that's at. Caruthersville, Missouri. And let's see where that's at on Flight Radar, because I really... Caruthersville, Missouri. All right, let's pull that up real quick. Open in maps. All right, so Caruthersville, Missouri is right here. So you got the Tennessee border, okay? Caruthersville is right here. Let's zoom back. Let's see, Dyersburg. So actually, look, Memphis is all the way down here. So it was those 2 helicopters that were circling together up here. So let's go back to Flight Radar. 1 moment. Let's see. Let's go and see what's going on in Caruthersville, Missouri. All right, give me 1 second. Let me zoom back out. Okay, you got Dyersburg. Okay, give me 1 second here. Flight Radar. Okay. Okay, you got Dyersburg, Caruthersville. So right here, here is Caruthersville right here. So we did see, remember, when we saw those 3 helicopters about 45 minutes ago, we did see him kind of going up this area, and then a couple of the other arteries that are leaving this spot. So they actually think that he's heading north and away from Daytona. Okay, what do we got? Let me look it up. Let's see, what do we got going over here? All right, let's see. Fairfield Bay. Are these Yep, these helicopters are still hanging around here by these interstates. Wait a minute. Okay, hold on a second. This is what I'm wondering. Are they using Caruthersville as a ploy? Are they using Caruthersville as a ploy to make Austin think that they're looking north and west when actually they're waiting for him south and east. Because look, there is nothing going on with Caruthersville. There's nothing. But you got activity going on, a lot of it, and has been going on for how long are we live here now? At least an hour and 20 minutes, I would say, of activity going on in the same location right here by 2 to 3 helicopters. We're not seeing anything. There was a helicopter over in this area. Now they moved up over here. What are they? All right. There's nothing at Caruthersville. There's nothing even close. There was earlier, but again, we got the helis back down here. Hold on. One of them right around in this area right here. So maybe, I don't know, maybe they were, listen, they could be like, hey, do us a favor. We need you to do us a favor. We need you to do us a favor. Report that there's some sightings, that they're not verified. Report that there's sightings, they're not verified, so you don't scare your community. Make this dude think that we're looking to the northwest when we're waiting in the southeast, the complete opposite direction. I'm wondering. There is nothing going on over there. All right, so let me repost this on Facebook. All right, that's reposted on Facebook. If you want to see that for yourself, let me see here. What else do we got? So that was just 20 minutes ago. Okay, so they really think that after his buddies got arrested, he's still hanging out in the same area. That's why they're not up there, you guys. I mean, it just, I don't know. 27 minutes ago, they come out with a sightings that are not very, I'm sorry, it stinks. It stinks like they're waiting southeast, the opposite. Hey, he's a fucking idiot. Let's make him think we're looking northwest for him. And he'll go, hey, what's the quickest way to get away from him? Go southeast, right? All right. Let me I shared that on Facebook. Let me see here. Let me go back. Let me go back to this. Let me see here. Let me go back to this video. I'm going to see if there's any more updates as we're going. I have a feeling. I don't know. I think that sighting is fake. I don't know. We'll find out.
But I think with what it appears to me, it would be go to commit the crime, take the baby, and then leave the baby somewhere ostensibly safe. I don't know how safe someone's finding.
It's a very confusing. Too much speculation.
Yeah.
We need to know the
someone
cause.
cared about the baby. Someone cared about the baby,
Yes.
because if this is a murder, right? If this is homicide, murder, whatever happened there, if the baby stays there in this remote area, they may never find the body.
See, this is why I think that it's fake, you guys. Look, this is why I think that it's not legit. Okay, so this came out 27 minutes ago, right? Came out 27 minutes ago. And look, you go over here, you don't see nothing from TBI about a sighting. You see where I'm coming from? It seems like it was a distraction. He's a dumbass. Let's make him think we're northwest, so he'll go southeast. Because TBI would have put this out there too. You guys, Caruthersville, there's a sighting, has not been verified, but stay vigilant. You know what I'm saying? They would put out an update. I really feel like this is a smoke screen. I really do.
For days, and that baby will die. Even if the killer doesn't take the life of the baby will just die, right? So someone cared enough to get the baby out of there and put the baby in a place where the baby would be found.
I agree with Meg and Josh. I think this is self-inflicted, but...
What do you mean self-inflicted?
I think someone self-inflicted murder on him or her, and then, but before that, murdered the other 3 people. But
So we're looking for a ghost right now.
Well, right now, we need to find out what the cause of death was. Once we know what the cause of death was, we can begin to speculate with a little more accuracy. Right now, we're PFA. We're picking from air, and we don't want to do that. What we do know we've got a healthy baby. We're fortunate. We do know there are 4 people deceased.
So where does the investigation go? Let's talk about that. So if you're looking for someone, you're looking for a motive, trying to figure this out, where are they going? Are they diving into the cell phones of these
Definitely
family
looking at the
members?
cell phones, all
They've
the
got to be
messages.
talking to other relatives to
Yes.
see if there's anything going on.
And the cameras. They're going to look at the video surveillance of whatever they can find.
Yeah, I
the
don't
video
know how many
surveillance to give
cameras
you a
are.
timeline of what they can see, because there will be some video somewhere within that
last
day.
known contact with
You
the
got it.
victims.
And
Yep.
it's
Yep.
things like the highway videos. You
Yes.
see these flock cameras and cameras
Yes.
scanning license plates. They create these giant databases so they can say, oh, here's a relative's car that was moving in this direction. And Daryl's right. The investigation is going to show us. From what I heard from the report was that it was kind of a big crime scene. That makes me immediately think of a case that I worked on where there was an attack with some chasing going on. And it wasn't walking into a room.
Oh, there we go. Also, an attack with some chasing going on. An attack with some chasing going on. How did nobody hear it? What the heck? I don't know. It's so confusing. It's so confusing.
With all 3 victims. It was a seek and find.
I'll be back in 1 second. I'm going to let this play. I'm going to go fill up my coffee real quick, and I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. I'll be back before this video is done. Thank you all for being here. Please hit the like if you haven't yet. If you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. Make sure you hit the notification bell. That way you get notified. If YouTube wants to do it every time we go live or drop a video. I appreciate you guys. Love you. Please be safe, and we'll let this play. I'll be right back.
Which makes things look really messy. And then what if a baby wasn't supposed to be there and is? You don't want to be with a baby on the run. I've seen Raising Arizona. That is not the way that you really want to go escape having committed
Right, but
a
this
crime.
was like cold-blooded assassin type person. Everyone would be dead. The baby would still be there. The baby would likely be dead. The bodies wouldn't be found for days. The only reason they found the bodies so quickly was because they found the baby.
Yeah.
Like from the baby, they were looking for 3 adults. They were looking for mom, dad, and grandma. So how do you think they figured that out in 2
So
hours?
maybe that's what the issue is that they're trying to figure out the baby. I apologize.
No,
Harold.
I was going to say there may very well be video. If the person who committed the murder, he or she may very well have used his or her camera on his or her phone to video this. We don't know. What we do know is we've got a live baby and 4 victims.
Right, but we also have it seems it's 2 hours between the discovery of the baby and then putting the word out that we're looking for these 3 adults. Like, how do police figure out that the baby's connected to those 3 adults?
But
We're talking
that's
about
what
40 miles
But
away.
maybe there was somebody who saw it, heard it, something like this, and then did not want to get
Saw or
involved.
heard what?
Gosh knows what happened. We don't know what happened. But maybe they saw it, heard it, were involved with it in some which way, I don't know. But maybe that's who they're looking for, is the person that delivered the baby.
And there may very well have been something attached to the baby or in the baby's crib that said
That would
her
lead to
name
the
is
parents.
X.
Yeah.
We just
But
don't know.
it was
Yeah.
mom, dad, and grandma specifically they were looking for, right? 40 miles away, 40 minutes away, in the middle of nowhere, right?
And we don't know what connection they have to this land necessarily. Is this a random piece of land, or is this someplace that they're known to frequent, inhabit, live? There's a lot of investigation that's going to come out. It is quickly putting together the dots, though. That 40 miles and a baby without a name, it's pretty tough to identify a baby. They don't answer questions very easily.
They
don't.
One more fly in the ointment. We know it's near a penal institution. Is that for misdemeanors? Is it for felonies? Has there been an escape? Do we know?
If there was an escape, they would have to tell us, right? They have to make that public, wouldn't they?
At some point.
They would have locked down that facility in the first moment they found out about a murder
I
2
agree.
minutes away. That facility
Yeah.
gets the red button and it's
So you're
on
taking that
lockdown.
off the table, but you're thinking you're not taking it off the table.
No, I'm not taking anything off the table yet.
Until we hear.
Smart.
Until we hear.
That's not. It's too much speculation right now.
To me, the timing, I still don't know how you go from baby to we know who the baby belongs to that quickly.
That's a big jump.
I don't
real
think
quick.
so. I think
It would be a
there
big
was
jump if
something
they were
left.
next door neighbors, like the
But
neighbor
there's
says, "Oh
something
yeah,
left.
that's
Yeah,
so-and-so's
I think
baby."
there was
something with the
some
baby, like you
forensic
said.
evidence left with
Yes.
that baby identifying that child.
Yep.
That's why your mom put that sticker on all your clothes. man.
Precisely.
That's how it works.
I don't know.
I'm chipped.
That's your
Do you
kid's
think the
picture.
killer knew that by leaving the baby there, that they were going to find the bodies quicker?
There's probably, like I think Dow has said, like a note was there or some sort of indication with the baby that made them be able to leap very quickly.
And really, are you going to try to ascribe logic to someone who part of their day involved depositing a baby on a lawn? They're not necessarily
No, but
using
there is some
logical-
logic here because that person took the time to remove the baby from a scene where the baby would have died.
It may not be logic. It may be love.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't seem like sometimes we've seen cases like this, the parents are split. It seems like mom and dad were together living with grandma and the uncle who's only 15 years old. But so it doesn't seem like that necessarily is a part of this. I'm thinking of the Pike County case where it was, that's what it was all about. It was all about the kids in custody, and it was family feud. It was the destruction of an entire family in that case.
But they're so young.
This is
All of
a
those
really
people
young
are
family.
So young.
And it's impossible to speculate as to what somebody's burden is.
Should
on
the
any
public
one
be
thing.
scared tonight? The folks
No.
who live in the
No.
area.
Absolutely no.
You know
Not
this
at
is
all.
directed.
Yeah.
This
This
is
is
directed.
very specific.
Yes.
I think it's
Not a madman.
No.
maybe madman or
Yeah,
mad
true.
person.
Wow. Okay. I bet they feel stupid today. All right, give me 1 second here. This just came out here a second ago.
Alert. Tonight, we are following breaking news out of West Tennessee, where the TBI has now arrested 2 men who they accuse of assisting quadruple murder suspect Austin Drummond. This is WSMV4 at 10. I'm Courtney Allen. The TBI arrested Tanika Brown and Giovante Thomas for their alleged connection to Drummond. Drummond is accused of murdering 4 members of the same family. The 4 victims were all related to an infant who was found abandoned in Tennessee. Brown and Thomas have been charged with accessory after the fact of first-degree murder. The TBI did not share the details of how the 2 allegedly helped Drummond. Now, earlier today, the TBI announced that they have found a second car in this case linked to Drummond. The TBI said they found this 1988 white Ford pickup truck in Dyer County where the baby was left. Officials previously said another vehicle they think Drummond was driving, a white 2016 Audi, was found in Jackson, Tennessee. That is where he was last spotted on Wednesday. Police say that Drummond has strong connections to the area and he is considered to be armed and dangerous. They're asking Drummond to turn himself in, but if he doesn't, they say they will track him down and find him. TBI says Drummond made sure that someone was aware the baby was being dropped off in Dyer County.
Yes, they brought attention when they dropped the child off, brought attention. There were people nearby, and so brought attention to those people to come and get the child.
Police say even though they believe the quadruple homicide was an isolated incident, residents should be on high alert. The district attorney for Dyer and Lake County says Drummond served a full sentence for aggravated robbery, but racked up other charges while he was in prison. He was out on bond at the time of these murders.
Since it occurred at the prison, then it was in our jurisdiction. He has some drug charges that we indicted him for. And then shortly after that, he actually was charged and indicted in Lake County for attempted first-degree murder, which took place inside the prison.
Officials have not said what led them to name Drummond as a suspect or a possible motive here. The U.S. Marshals Service and the TBI have announced a joint $15,000 reward for information leading to his arrest.
Damn. So they're The murder charge was for inside the prison. Hold on 1 second. We'll switch to flight radar here real quick if it's going to let me. It's being weird here. Hold on 1 second. Let's see what flight radar is showing us here again. There are no more updates. TBI has still not mentioned a sighting in Caruthersville. So I think it's a smoke screen, you guys. Hopefully the dude's not listening to our show, because then he could probably get some advice. All right, let me see here. All right, let's take a look around here. You see, whoop, we're in the wrong spot. All right, let's see. Caruthersville, still nothing going on in Caruthersville. And let's look at, so they must have went back to refuel. I don't see any. You would think that they would take turns if that was the case. I don't see any over there. Let's take a look around over in this area. We got one way over here, Ozark National Forest. So let's see, Caruthersville would be right here. Would there be a route to the national? Man, it'd take you a long time to get there. I do not see him going west. And I'm not seeing, is there any kind of helis refueling? I don't see any refueling. All right, we'll look back in a second with that. Let me share this again. Here is the GoFundMe for Westland. There's that. And let's see here. Let me see if there's any updates. I'm not seeing anything. It's very, come on, StreamYard. It's very quiet. Let me see if there's any local news out there right now reporting from there. Let me see. Let's see. I don't see nothing there. Well, I'm thinking it's going to happen 1 a.m. Central. Let me know in chat. Do you think, yes or no, do you think he's going to get caught tonight? And if you think he's going to get caught tonight, let me know what time Central, because we're going off Central time. That's where he's located. What time Central? If you think he's going to get caught tonight, what time Central do you think he's going to get caught? I'm thinking 1 a.m. Central. And I think he's going to get caught tonight, sometime overnight here. Let me see. Let me scroll through here. I'm not even seeing a confirmation on that sighting in Caruthersville. Nothing from TBI. Let me refresh this here. Suspect. What? Oh my gosh. Coffindaffer's putting it out there that he was in a motorcycle gang. What the Whoa, look at this. You get serious? Dude, she's lost her damn mind. Look at this. Like, I don't know what it is with her in any of these cases. She 1:15 a.m. Car Othersville. Thank you, Angel, for you. I appreciate that. I'm sure I'm butchering it. I apologize. For anybody that's from there. People butcher my name all the time, so it's, but look at this, you guys. Dude, she done messed up Idaho 4. She done messed up Sebastian Rogers' case. She done messed up all these other damn cases. Coffindaffer, will you stop? Look at this. It says right here, somebody that's connected to this guy who is helping the guy has been at this just, he's in a gang. Yes, he is. Motorcycle gang. Bad guy. This was just a few hours ago. Really? Really, Coffin Daffer? So let me see here. Let me scroll up. I'm thinking 1 a.m. Tonight. Busby's got 1:15. Bo says 1:30. Let me see here. Yeah, right. Pronounced Othersville. Okay, Ruthers. I'll probably mess it up again. I apologize. I'm just being honest with you. Julie No E 4:35. Dang, down to the 4:35. Jill says 3 a.m. Dude, yeah, she's been. It's been bad. She just needs to. 111. She just needs to. Dude, it's like every freaking case, and it's like, dude, I'm surprised the FBI is not like, you're making us look stupid. Will you please stop? Will you please stop? All right. We're not seeing any updates from TBI on Twitter. Let's go to Facebook. Let's see if we got any updates from TBI on Facebook. I mean, I don't know where she gets her shit from. It's because we last year we started searching for Sebastian Rogers back in March last year, not this year, but the year before, 2024. We searched for Sebastian all throughout the whole year, and it got to a point at the end of last year where I was like, dude, she clearly has just interns writing shit down, and then she talks like it's the truth. Because if you really are an FBI investigator, or were previously an FBI investigator, I don't know how in the hell you're that fucking wrong. You know, I'm just being honest. I don't know how you're that damn wrong. Or you're like, the common sense just is not there. Like, it's just not. So I'm surprised they're not like, Jennifer, will you listen? Will you please stop going out there? You're making us look stupid. Let me see here. Let's see if there. I'm not seeing anything on. Let's see. I'm not seeing any. What is this? Whoa. Oh, that's Phoenix. All right. I'm not seeing anything. It's quiet as shit. Let's go back to Flight Radar. It's quiet. I'm not hearing anything now. That I think that I'm gonna mess up the name. Seville. I think Seville. I think Seville was a smoke screen. It's just seeming that way. All right, let's take a look again at Flight Radar, and if nothing else is happening. Let me see here. Hold on, there's a damn commercial on there. 1 second. Let's bring up another version. All right, let's take a look real quick and see what we're looking at. All right, here we got Jackson. Okay, so you got the heli back down here by Batesville. Heli back down by Batesville. I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing anything else. I wonder. Hold on, let me zoom back out. Let's see. I wonder if Angel, I know I'm gonna keep messing it up, so so I just call it Seville. All right. Okay, so Batesville. It just keeps hanging out at Batesville. Nothing else. I wonder if they backed off. Maybe he slipped through their crack. I don't think so, though. I don't think so. Where did I hear about it? I heard about it. Okay, so let me go back to it. I reposted it on Facebook. So we had read the news when it was like 27 minutes old. Okay. If you go here, right here. So 50 minutes ago, we reported it about 20 minutes ago. Right here, it says that, where's it at? That they are currently investigating and following up on potential sightings related to Austin Drummond. At this time, we are working to verify the accuracy and credibility of the information received. So after we heard that, then I wanted to look up and see where is that located. So we looked it up. We found out it's located right here. After we found out it was located, we went to Flight Radar, and we found out that right here there was there really maybe 2 hours ago there was a little bit of activity around here, but it wasn't when this freaking update came out. But it does kind of go along the same timeline, because remember, you guys, we saw back earlier, we saw 3 helicopters hanging out right in this specific area. Okay, right in between these 2 highways. I mean, look where it's at. Right in between these 2 highways, we saw 3 helicopters hanging out down here. There was 2 helicopters hanging out down at these accesses right here. And then there was 1 hanging out over here. Now we got 2 helicopters over the National Forest. Okay, hold on. So we got 2 helicopters now at the Ozark National Forest. We got the helicopter that's been hanging out down here. It looks like this heli probably got fueled up and is heading back over to here. And then nothing going on over here. So we got 2 helis at Ozark National Forest. And then we're going to have 2 helis back at the same spot that they've been hovering at for 2 hours. Now, they just started going over to the forest in the last 30 to 40 minutes. And they've been hovering in this area the whole time that we've been live. And they hovered in this area about 2 hours ago. So we got, what are they? Yeah, it was from the police. It was from the local, right there. It shows you on the screen. It was from the local police department. Well, the Ozark National Park is by 40, but you would really have to be going like a roundabout way to go there. And it's like, where are you going to go to the middle of the country? You know what I'm saying? You're not going to go to the middle of the country. So going west doesn't make sense. You were actually on a projected path to head south. Right here, Jackson, you head down Highway 45. You're on a back road highway, Highway 45. Then you hit 22, and then you're heading over. So the whole west and north just doesn't make any damn sense. Like, why would you even go there in the first place? It don't make any sense. This one's still hovering over here off of Highway 55. And look, it's hovering right over Dam Woods, and it's just far enough away from Highway 51 or 55 where a car driving down that interstate isn't going to get spooked from seeing a helicopter in the sky. All right, we got another heli over here too. So let's I'm gonna leave it on this spot right here real quick. Let me see if there's any updates here again real quick. And let me check the scanner as well. I doubt anything's going to be on the scanner because they are looking like they are quiet. It's looking like they're trying to keep quiet about everything. Okay, so I don't see. Let me see here. Possible. I mean, we already reported on the possible sighting. I just think we reported on it like 40 minutes ago. It's smoke screen. I don't think it's real. Because then I think TBI would have put it out there. Okay, that's all people are reposting is just that. We've already reported on that. Let me look at another location. Okay, no updates there. Last one was 2 hours ago. Let me go to this one. Let's see if there's any updates right there. That was an hour ago. We already covered that. 1 count of tampering with evidence. Already went over that. So that's the latest there. All right, let me see if there is anything going on out here. Okay, it's looking pretty quiet now. So let me drop the links again. If you're not following me on Twitter, X, or Facebook, I will drop the links again. Even if I'm not live, I don't see anything there. Even if I'm not live, I'm gonna drop any of the latest news over there on Twitter, X, or Facebook. Let me see here. And then if I'm not sleeping and the news comes out, I'll be right back on for an emergency live. So if you do see a tweet put out there from me, and oh shoot, all right, now let me go check, because like I said, we got shut down. Most recently, we got the channel taken down just like a couple months ago. Freedom of speech bullshit, but we got back. But ever since then, the notifications haven't been going out. People aren't getting the notifications. It's been very bullshitty buggy, and it's not fair. So if you don't get a notification, you see something out there on Facebook, just come back by the channel to see if I am live, because you probably won't get a notification. And then I might not be either. So let me do this. Let me share this. Thank you all for being here. Let me share this again. This is the GoFundMe. Let me hit refresh for a second. Let's see if that went up. So we got 2524. It hasn't gone up at all. So we last checked it a little bit ago. There's the link again. For the GoFundMe, if you would like to donate to little baby Westland. Poor thing. Let me just check one more thing. I'm not seeing any updates. So let me drop this in chat. So here's the link. If you are not following me on Facebook or Twitter, X, here is the link. So definitely follow me over there. And then if you see something that comes out, you're like, holy shit, bam, come check by the channel. If I'm not live, we should be live soon. Just depending. I want him caught too, show poodles. But we I gotta take a little break too. And I mean, I could play a video or something if you guys want me to take a break. But I just feel like they're being very quiet on purpose. Let me go back here. Let's go back to the flight radar. All right. So the 2 helis are now out of the national. Ozark National Forest. We got one heading south, another one heading south. Okay, let's look over here. So we still got this heli hanging out. It looks like it might be heading up to refuel because it was hanging out in Batesville for a while, or actually right over here in this area by Rocky Mountain Church. So it looks like, it appears to me like it's going to refuel. We're not seeing anything up here. I wonder if they were right behind him and he kind of slipped through. Because look, it's kind of died down now, even with the heli. It's died down even with the heli, unless... Well, let me see here. Let me check the scanner. All right. What about... Okay. I can still stay on. Let me see. Do you guys want me to leave it on the flight radar? Let me see. Let me get a good spot. So that should cover everything. You got the forest, you got the routes down here, and then up here is where Seville is at. Right up here. So that should cover the whole area. Do you guys... I'm going to take like a 10-15 minute break. And I'll be back. Do you guys want me to play the... Well, there's no scanner going on. Let me look again. There's nothing... There's no scanner activity over there. I've been watching the whole night. Which it makes sense. Because they probably don't want to tip them off, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not seeing... Hold on, let me... Let's see here. Let me see, Tennessee. Yeah, I'll play the Tennessee Highway Patrol scanner, all right? Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me turn this thing on. Hold on. All right, let me turn that on. Let's... Okay. All right, let me turn that on. Whoops. Let's... Okay. All right. Sorry about that. It was hooked up to the wrong device. My bad. It was hooked up to my YouTube chat. All right, we'll turn this on. All right, the scanner should come through. I apologize about the beeping, you guys. Okay. You should be good there. All right, this is the Tennessee Highway Patrol. And then what I'll do is I will leave this up here. We got that heli still staying down there. We got these two helis over here. They moved away from the Ozark National Forest, and they're kind of heading towards Russellville and Conway. We don't have any action up north. We still have the action right under Memphis as well. So it makes me wonder, are they covering the south, and then they're covering also the west in case he goes west? All right, is this... I don't hear anything coming out of it. I'm wondering if they're just not saying anything right now. All right, so let me see here. We'll leave that up. Let's see here. Well, what's weird is normally you see... Okay, so the helicopter activity, normally you'll see it around the big cities, right? But for this helicopter activity, this is what's been weird, is they've been hanging out and hovering in areas that there's no there's no population. There's no population.
Highway 22 and Greenfield 45, 54. Red GNC Sierra, Tennessee tag Bravo Lima Juliet 7584.
All right, I'll be right back. I'll be back in about 10 to 15 minutes. I'll be right back.
$89.48. 48. 1038, right? 10 4.
hearing anything going on this the scanner here. Give me 1 second. All right, we'll still have that playing. Let's see if there's any updates. Again, here, give me 1 second. I just got back to the desk. Thank you guys for being patient. Let's see if there's any updates here. Okay, there's nothing there. Let me check this. Let me see here. No, that was 12 hours old. Why is she reposting shit from 12 hours ago? We already went through that. Let me check this source. Let me see. Nothing's there. Let me check this one. I think they're going radio silent and silent with everything else. I'm wondering two things. Either they're close or he slipped through, and I'm thinking, like, I thought he was going to get caught tonight, but I almost got this vibe like he slipped through, y'all. Let me see here. I'm not seeing anything. All right, let me look. Let me look over here and see if we see something. I'm not. Let me see. Where's this at? That's Minnesota. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Let me look at flight radar here. You guys have been looking at that the whole time. I was just kind of looking to see if there's any updates we still got. So these two helis are kind of hanging over by Little Rock now. So let me see. Those two are gone. These helis aren't even here anymore. Did they move? No. I think, I don't know, you guys. I think he might have slipped through. You got these two helis, but they're heading to Little Rock, maybe to refuel. Not sure, but I'm not seeing these other ones. I mean, there's one hanging out right here in the middle of frickin' nowhere. Whoops. Hold on. Just kind of hanging out. That's all the way down in, I mean, that's, I don't think he went that far down. I don't see him going that far down. I see him heading more east if he's going south. I don't know. I'm not seeing the traffic we were seeing earlier. Makes me wonder. Just chatter about a plate check. Yeah, man. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I felt like this whole night he was going to get caught tonight. It was kind of shoot. As soon as we went live, even before that, it was kind of heading in that direction. Kind of calling it out, and it was kind of taking place. All the stuff I was saying in the beginning of the show. But now I just get this vibe like he slipped through. Because you'd be seeing you would see the
3930, 1098, 24.
You would see
1098.
You would see a lot more air traffic right now. You know what I mean? They're not gonna like go off of flight radar. They're gonna be on flight radar if they're looking. And I'm not seeing that traffic anymore. So it makes me wonder if he ended up slipping through the crack. He might have got lucky. But to me, that's the one thing. They might go radio silent on the scanner. They might go silent when it comes to updates. But one thing that they're not going to go silent on is flight radar. Let me look one more time. And I'm not going to be done streaming. I might go over to. I think what I might do is I might go. I might go to my TV channel and play some Police Simulator for a little bit and just kind of, you know what I mean? I'm going to stay up for a little bit. I don't want to bore you guys. We'll do calls on another night. But I think I'm going to go to my TV channel and play some Police Simulator for a little bit and just kind of stay up, see what happens, see if this 1 o'clock thing happens. I am not, it's so silent right now. It really is. It's silent. I'm just going to double check everything one more time. It's so silent. And then also not seeing the helis out there. It really makes me, not seeing anything. There's nothing. There is nothing new on any of these updates. So, if you're interested and you want to come hang out while I do some Police Simulator, it's a game that I play over at my TV channel, EvilleCJ TV. So if you want to go sub up over there, I'm going to go play that Police Simulator for a little bit over there. Stay up for a little bit, see what happens while I'm playing that, hang out with you guys still, have some fun, joke around. And then if something does pop off, then I'll just come right back over and we'll come right back over here and give you the latest updates as quick as possible, like always. So here's this. If you want to come hang out over there for a little bit while we wait and see what's going on, I'm going to go fight some crime in a video game. And we're going to chill back, joke around. And if not, if there's no updates tonight, we'll see what the morning brings. But yeah, there's just no air traffic anymore, you guys. And to me, that says they said, you know what? We'll just do some ground stuff. We're gonna ground the aircraft, and we'll bring it back out tomorrow. Thinking. So we'll see. Who knows? Maybe we'll find out something in the middle of the night. Holy crap! They finally busted in. We'll see. Yeah, Portland. I think we reported that a couple hours ago, hour and a half ago or so, something like that. And I don't know. It feels like it's a smoke screen. we never, there was no flight activity after that update over here on Flight Radar. It was in different areas. And then at the same time, TBI didn't put anything out about it either. And they've been pretty, they've been pretty upfront by putting out, different things. So to me, it seemed to me like it was a smoke screen, but we'll see. We'll find out. Plant Lady, I still say 4 a.m. We might, hey, I was saying 1 a.m. Who knows? I might be fighting crime in Brighton over there, and and all of a sudden we find out that he's arrested. So if it happens, I'll be back over here. If not, we'll see you tomorrow and continue the coverage. And if you want to come hang out with us again, here is my TV channel. That's where I do a lot of chilling back, and it's more like a lounge comedy game place or whatever. So come hang out out there if you're bored. If not, we will see you. I can't tell you when we're going to see you because I don't know for sure, because it could be a half an hour from now. I don't know. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. And please hit like if you haven't yet. If you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. And I'll see you over at the other channel coming out. If not, we'll see you on the next one.
For